Elke was waiting to come back to the final table.
Fedor holds things. Oh my God.
Michael Adamo is the best.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Tuesday. That means it's time for another edition of the Super Millions Show. I am your host, Kevin Martin. Every Tuesday, we come here, we buckle in, we get ready to watch one of the best final tables in the online poker world. Had a couple amazing shows back to back. This is our third show with the Super Millions, and today's final table I do not think is going to disappoint. Now, in the poker world, if you get a W, if you win a tournament, it's a big deal. It's huge. But if you have a chance to go back to back, then you can start to create a dynasty. And today we have a gentleman trying to go back to back. Art Poker is back on our final table today. He had an amazing win last week, amazing final table performance. He took the whole thing down. It's going to be one to watch today. I'm excited. Let me introduce you to today's guest. He's an absolute French crusher, no limit hold'em crusher, mixed game bracelet winner. He is Julien Martini. Julien, welcome to the show. How you doing today?
Hi, Kevin. I'm doing great. Super happy to be here with you and pretty excited to watch the final table and maybe the back-to-back.
Awesome. Julien Martini, we actually played at the World Series together this year, just a smaller 1K tournament, and it's pretty big for me, a little smaller for you perhaps, but I think you won a few pots off of me. It's nice that our worlds have collided here once again. We're going to get into your life story, your poker story. Congratulations, by the way, recent 2 bracelet winner. Just like a month and a half ago, you won back-to-back World Series of Poker, your bracelet. So you're riding a little high in your poker career right now.
Yeah, it was at such a crazy time. It was in Rosvadov, won like 2 bracelets in 3 days. Such an amazing feeling. And yeah, it was super cool to play with you. First time I met you. Small tournament, but every World Series are very special. So it was a
I was
pleasure.
trying to remember how I did in that tournament, but I was like, oh yeah, it was the World Series this year. I just busted it. Just had no good results. Anyway, let's check out our final table for the Super Millions. Let's see who we got on the show today. This tournament, it just brings another level of intensity, and here we are. Cards are in the air. Welcome back, everybody, to the GG YouTube channel. Let's digest who's at the table here. Some familiar names as we look around. You know, Julien, what's the couple of names that pop out to you right away when we're just getting the cards in the air here?
I know half of the table. I played with them a lot, I guess. Chris Klodnicki, sorry. He plays a lot of mixed games in Los Angeles. He's a great player. He played also, I don't know if you remember, the 1 million buy-in tournament in Vegas a few years ago. It was the biggest tournament ever after the one in London. I know Andras Nemeth, a very, very good player. He plays for a year, has a lot of experience, super aggressive. I expect him to do great again tonight. Elio Fox, I think all of you knows him. American superstar. He won maybe 2 bracelets. Won a bunch of high stakes tournament and such a great player. Seth Davis, cream of the cream, GOAT. What to say? One of the best.
Yeah, let's give a special shout out to Shark Seth Davies. Seth Davies is actually a good buddy of mine. He's, he teaches me how to play poker, actually. He's my full-time coach. He's here. He's on the short stack. I'm supposed to remain kind of unbiased on the show. I'm throwing out that the window. Like, let's go, Seth. Let's spin this up, man. Come on, dude. I've been working with Seth for over a year and a half. I actually just hung out with him this last week as I was adventuring around the world. Super nice guy, humble. I always say he's like one of those like under the radar crushers. He doesn't like the camera. He doesn't make like a ton of content. He just goes, he plays cards, and he gets the job done. And also, to Seth's right, here we go. Last week's champion, Art Poker, is back, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys didn't catch last week's show, Art Poker took the whole thing down as that bluff is not going to work into 2-pair. Bad start for Elio Fox. Good start for Andras Nemeth. Art Poker put on a clinic last week. He not only won, he won with such baller plays. He bet folded correctly multiple times. He never paid off light. He was his bluffs were really sharp. And as we are cheering for Art Poker as well. We got a cooler here, Julien. Blind versus blind, queens versus aces. This is very bad news for Elio Fox.
Oh yeah, I don't know a way to go out of this. Seems very bad for him, but you know, it's not a 100-0. Maybe he will win, but I expect them to bet all the money pre-flop.
Yeah, we're gonna see the 3-bet here, and then the aces associate. Wow, excuse me, no 3-bet, just a cold call. This is bad. I was thinking maybe there's a way to escape if the cold 4 came in, but now that there's a flat and this squeeze spot is set up for the chip leader, queens are just going to back shove after the raise comes in here. And I mean, it has a little bit of equity, but not much. This is bad news for Elio Fox.
Yeah, especially Andras is a very aggressive player. He will take this spot like every time or most of the time. Maybe this is why Elio flat queens, which I really like actually. And but here I see no way out, unfortunately for him.
YouTube chat says GG Elio Fox. Well, it's going to get in bad here. Yeah. 18% equity, hunting for a queen. I think they were all live. Backdoor hearts, backdoor straight. That doesn't help. 2 outs here, Julien. It's not looking good.
Never good.
Oh, it's paint.
Oh, maybe.
Oh my
diamond.
Goodness. Wow. That is a big equity river card. Unbelievable. You never expect the 2-outer to come out like that. Ladders denied for the short stacks, and that is crazy because Andras would have had an overwhelming chip lead. Elio Fox is now in second position. Holy moly, what a time to spike it there for Elio Fox. That's a spicy way to start the show this week.
It's such an amazing feeling to win this end for Elio for sure, and now he's in a great position. Unfortunately for Andras. Yeah, we're gonna see some action tonight.
Absolutely. Do me a favor, Julien. Just move the mic like a 1/4 inch farther away from your mouth. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Cool. Appreciate that. Just picking up a little bit strong. Welcome everybody on the GG YouTube channel. Great to see you here again. This is my 3rd week hosting the show. I'm locked in for a long time. Amazing. I wasn't familiar with Julien, but did a little research last night. I always research the guests. You've got it done, dude. You've got it done. Congratulations. I've been looking, 10th all-time France money list. I believe you're really good friends with Elke as well, who is a member of GG. And I mean, it was kind of, I always enjoy going through the poker history of my guests, and, congrats on just crushing. I think that's what I'm going to say,
Congrats to make money from your passion. Thank you so much, Kevin. It's such a cool thing to do. Yeah, I know Elke for years now. He's obviously the most famous French player and a very, very respected player in the community. He did a lot of things, and we are very close friends. 3 gold bracelet winners. What a feeling. I know for you guys, it means a lot, and trust me, for us, it means too. It's the dream of every player. Started to play poker when I was 14. So such a long time ago, 16 years ago already.
That's very, very, very cool. By the way, just a little note here, the Brazilian player, Tuan, disconnected. And if you didn't catch the show last week, Julien, internet issues played a massive role last week. There was a crazy disconnect that actually, benefited Art Poker, and he went on to win. So it's interesting, Brazilian player there sitting out under the gun. We'll just have to keep, you bag chips for the Super Billions final table. You log on, you're having internet issues. He's back, but that will be a little storyline to monitor as well. So wow, that was just Andras Nemeth is such a killer. He's such a crusher. If he just holds there, he wins that 7 million chip pot. He's in a really, really good spot, but he has to adjust now a little bit more on the medium stack. Again, we're going to monitor Seth and Art Poker, 2 legends of the game on the right side of the table, rocking the short stack there as well. Here we go. I mean, we haven't even, this is how many stars we got at this final table. I haven't even mentioned Ole Shemin yet. Another killer. Yeah. Ole.
So I wanted to finish by him because my last bracelets, I was in heads up against Ole, and Ole was one of my model when I started poker. I mean, a bit after because he's not like 40 years old. But when I started to play more poker, he was already playing some super high rollers, and he's such an amazing player. Obviously, one of the favorites to win this Super Million, and yeah, I will probably root for him.
Ole, I'm more. I mean, obviously Ole's got it done online. I just when I think of Ole, I think of his like sleeveless hoodie, EPT, running up big stacks, crushing. Oh, Seth Davies has found a good one here under the gun. Now let's see how he plays this with 13 big blinds. Are you just going to come in for the min raise here with the aces?
Yeah, min raise, and we can see Rodrigo. Look at his hand. Wow.
Wow.
Such a good spot for Seth. And yeah, here you're gonna have two strats, basically going for all of it or min raise. I guess you want to min raise with your top range and bottom range, and go for it with everything in the middle.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this is going to look strong. Seth opening off at 13, obviously, like, you know, just in this situation, it's pretty sick. You know, last time we said aces versus queens was a good spot for the aces, did not work out. But, you know, let's say Seth is 30 bigs deep, maybe something else happens, but the money is just simply going in here. And what a spot for Seth Davies. Needs to hold, though. Let's see. It's a good flop. Oh, that's it. So now it's just one out, removing one of the queen of diamonds appeared last time. And there you go. Seth Davies, a timely double with the aces versus the queens as he's using some WWE gifts featuring that GGPoker software. Huge double for my friend Seth Davies. Massive.
So for how long do you know Seth?
Year and a half. Yeah. Year and a half, I recommitted to poker, came in, you know, back into the industry with an intense determination, was looking for a really sick person to guide me, and contacted a couple killers, couple crushers, and they were busy. You know, a lot of the best poker coaches are also poker players. And then, yeah, we've been working together for a long time. It's I can't say enough about how it's helped me. So good.
I bet he's one of the best. Well, one of, in my opinion, one of the maybe 5 to 10 best, maybe even better than this. So
wow, that's high praise. You know, because if you were to tell me to slot Seth Davies in somewhere, you know, I would definitely say like top 50 or whatever. Obviously, you probably know the difference between, you know, these skill levels a little bit better than me, but that's a good thing to hear.
It's pretty hard to rank a player, but Seth is definitely, you know, top. Every decision is always amazing, and he always have a good reason to do it. He's understanding a lot the game, and now he's having more and more live experience. So, you know, maybe this year he will do more amazing things.
Elio Fox raises under the gun. He's got the chips now after that suck out. That's a bit of an interesting spot. Middle pair, Rodrigo with the two black sevens here.
I expect Elio to check a lot this texture. Rodrigo hit a lot, and maybe we'll start to bluff this hand. It's one of his worst hand on this texture.
Mm-hmm.
I like the bet here, and I expect him to keep going.
Is he going to commit? Because that's going to put the queen jack in a really, really, really tough spot. Like you said, Julien, Rodrigo's flatting range here is sevens is one of the worst hands you can have. Let's see if he bluffs, tries to attack eights, nines, tens, weak jack X. Even a hand like queens could be uncomfortable.
Oh, that's decide to check back here.
And Elio Fox is nutted up in a big way. Crazy. He was 5%. Poker tournaments are just mind blowing. Elio Fox was 5% to live. 95% chance he's out of the tournament, and now he's going to be the chip leader after this hand.
And he's the chip leader, and the short stack are on his right, so he's in such an amazing position. Oh, interesting sizing from Elio. He decided to overbet. I kind of like it, even if I think that Rodrigo won't bet a lot of jacks, so he wants to put hands like, I don't know, even hands like King 10 suited, in a bad shape for Rodrigo. Interesting play from Elio.
And the aces have made another appearance here. Probably going to get a defend from Elio Fox. Elio Fox, I'm not familiar with as much, but I got familiar with. He made a bunch of final tables, you know, in the Poker Ghost studio. And
yeah, he played for years sit and go, and he was such a crusher. He played the highest stake in sit and go possible, so it was years ago, obviously. And he started to play tournaments. He won his first bracelet on the 100K, like in 2019, I guess, if I remember well. I mean, it tells a lot, you know, when you win a 100K buy-in tournament.
Yeah, that's a good first bracelet to win, the 100K.
And it was one of his first, right?
Yeah, really interesting spot here at the 6-8. A really weird double gut shot, where if you make the jack, it's not super strong, but it's worth appeal to the small size. Now it's just a strange hand here. Pair, double gut shot. Aces also have to be a little bit worried on this board.
Yeah, I think it's easy to play. I mean, you don't want to check raise. Jacks is obviously not a great out, so you basically only play sevens for clean outs. It's against 1/3. You can just check call, and even on this turn, I expect him to fold a lot. He doesn't even know what he needs to hit to win the pot. Every hurt no makes a flush for Ole bluff. You know, Ole will bluff mainly with hurt now, ace x of hurt, for example, or king x of hurt. Yeah, I was expecting me to fold here, but it's a weird hand to play.
Hey, check calls a big size here. Now we have 1.5 million. Ole snap checks the river. Doesn't want to seek further value, and that's a big pot for Ole Shemian. Gets
like the play.
Gets over 3 million. Yeah, seems like. Were you surprised? You know, is aces just too thin on that river for like half pot?
Elio still has some, and he will slow play like straight with like hurt straight, basically jack 8 of hurt or king jack of hurt.
This could be bad news for Art Poker here. This could be really bad news. 9.5 big blinds. It's going all in, and Andres is not going to fold here.
Never.
Art Poker, the hero from last show, is in trouble. Big all in here. His pursuit for back-to-back is in trouble, and that is not a good flop for the A7. Ooh, that is not looking good. Some chop outs, of course. 7, pair the board.
Oh.
No.
Nope.
I'm like, does the 9 play? Yes, the 9 does. So sometimes you have to squint your eyes and figure it out. It's a little upsetting. Art Poker, last week's champion, an early exit. He came in short. You can see he has started to amass some GGPoker winnings. If you guys ever have a time, go back to last week's show, watch it on 2x speed. The amount of hands where he just lost minimal value and his bluffs, I was just so impressed. He made a fan of me last week. His bid for back-to-back was short-lived as he goes out in 9th place. Art Poker, such a legend of the Super Millions show. He just left such an impression with the YouTube audience here last time. This is interesting. A raise and a small 3-bet. What does Ole Shemian do? Really small 3-bet.
Yeah, I guess he can just fold. Pretty interesting open from Ole. I'm wondering if he will do it 100% of the time. Blinds were the big stacks and Elio was on the button. I expect him to be tighter in this exact situation. And Chuan, obviously, like he represents a lot of strongness when he 3-bets, so he doesn't need to 3-bet very, very big. I like his sizing, and yeah, interesting more from Ole than from Chuan.
That Davies with the ace jack now. Gonna see a defend from the big blind. Julien, I just noticed as I look at the left side of the screen here, we basically have the same last name.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You got one extra vowel inserted, Martini.
Yeah, it's I needed to make it more European. This is why.
Wow, non-defend from Alex there with the king 10. I thought he was going to defend, but Seth can be opening a little tighter than normal at the final table dynamics. Are you surprised the king 10 just hits the muck there?
Yeah, pretty much. There are 4 middle stack right now with around 1.5 million. So, you have to play tighter. I still think that King 10 is definitely a defense. I would fold like King 8 for sure, but King 9, King 10, I would call.
A couple of people in the chat says, I lost my bet on Art Poker. Some people were betting on Art Poker to spin up his stack. Of course, a feature here at the Super Millions is the final table betting. I was going to slide in a small little wager on Seth Davies before the show started, but our announcers, we're allowed to gamble, right? We're on delay here. We can't affect the action. I regret it. It would have been nice. I mean, he's already doubled up as Ole Shemian gets the walk there.
It's there are so many great players at this final table. It's very hard to make a guess. But why not? Seth is definitely, if he double up, he can do great things.
Couple interesting hands here. By the way, all the 9s in play. 9-9 for Ole Shemian, 9-9 for Andrath, and Seth and Elio both have hands as well. So 4, pretty strong, respectable hands here. This could go a lot of ways. It's going to depend on what Elio does.
Yeah, exactly. I'm curious, Elio, the choice of Elio. Yeah, 3-bet seems the best option. And now Andras is in a difficult spot. I know him he's very aggressive, but here Pocket 9 is a great fold, and Ole is not folded too. Yeah. This is why there are great players.
Both the 9s hit the muck after we see in the UTG Open, strong position 3-bet. What is Andras doing with 10s? That would be an interesting question. Like,
Exactly.
But the 9s were pretty clear fold. Now, what is Seth out of position here? Probably one of the worst hands Seth is going to open. And then is this one just going to hit the muck here as well?
I think so. I think it's pretty hard to play ace-10 suited out of position with this stack size. He knows it. And this time Elio had a better hand, but I expect him to 3-bet often Seth in this position. So a nice fold from Seth.
Very good breakdown from our guest, Julien. Yeah, Julien, you had the back-to-back bracelets. So let me read this out, guys. If you in the YouTube chat aren't familiar with Julien, this was quite impressive. November 28th this year, Binks, the no-limit short deck Hold'em bracelet, 2.5K bind, wins it. Does he chill? Does he go to the beach? Does he relax? No. The next day, he enters the 8-game mix bracelet event and wins that for another cool 34K euros. Literally 3 days later, back-to-back, wins short deck, wins mixed game. So it's not just the no-limit poker variants. You play all the games, eh?
Yeah, I play all the games, and it was pretty funny because short deck was definitely the game I studied the less. And I was like, well, I'm trying to win every WSOP tournament, every game. I'm trying so hard, training a lot, working so much for it, and I'm playing a game I don't master at all, even if I obviously know basics, and but I couldn't play like high stakes poker in short deck, for example, and I win this one. I was like, oh, this is so funny,
And takes down a bracelet in your weakest event. That is pretty sweet. Elio Fox, great play here, attacks with a nice gut shot, and Elio Fox, already making some really strong moves. Can we get the payouts up, production team? Can we take a look at how much money we're playing for this week at the Super Millions? Super Millions, the payouts usually fluctuates based on, how many people fire. Here we go. Just under $500,000, 475,000. Art Poker got 9th for 59K. And yeah, they're playing for about $500,000 USD.
Amazing.
Do you fire this tournament consistently, Julien?
No, I play on GG during series, like during the WSOP online. I love to play the 10K heads up. It was a 25K last time heads up. I'm not sure, but I definitely play it if it was. And but I don't play enough Super Millions. I focus more on cash game. I'm a main cash game player, but I love to watch the action. I love to watch all these super sharks always trying to take the best decision, and I love to see these recreational guys who have so much fun, who sometimes win. It's very nice for poker, and it shows that everything is possible.
That's the beauty about this tournament, and that's why I think this tournament is very special. Specifically, is you get the killers, you get the people, but you also get just people that fire it because and they love the action. And winning an individual on last week's stream who was playing the queen 6 off from early position and raising the 9-2 suited and just getting in there, and it was kind of it was fun to see with that dynamic. Couple hands here, cut off Seth Davies, ace-9 offsuit, Elio with a beautiful suited Broadway. Is Seth going to open this? I think yes, he does. And he kind of has a bad seat here with Elio and Andres and the Rodrigo to his left.
He has
with
a
all
worse
the
seat for
chips.
sure. Yeah. And yeah, we can see Elio who has a flatting strategy. I expect. I'm a bit surprised actually. I guess we can have only a 3-bet strategy here. I'm pretty sure he knows that set will be pretty tight in this exact situation. So this is why he wants to add some call. Which I'm not a big fan because you are like pretty face up on your range, but Elio is a better tournament player than I am, so he has. I'm sure he has a great reason. You said it. They are playing for 500k. It's a lot. So yeah, but still interesting to notice.
Now flop goes check. Ace-9 is the best hand here. I think Seth is definitely going to check. Feels like one of his premium hands to check here. And is Elio just going to be content with checking down the queen 10, or is he going to try to take this pot away?
I guess so. 5 is not really in the Elio range. Maybe he has hands sometimes like 6s or 7-8 suited, so he can start to bluff out some hands. But I guess queen 10 is not one of them. He basically has hands that sets will fold, like jack 10 suited or king 10 suited, or king queen. So yeah, I'm pretty confident on the fact that they check both of them the turn. And no, well, Elio has some 8. He had 8-9, for example. Maybe he will bet turn. We never wants to check back queen 10 here, but maybe it's the best play. I wouldn't surprise if he bets. I wouldn't surprise if he check. It's yeah.
He does go for it. Sizable bluff, 400 into 500,000, 80%. Can Seth sniff this out?
Yeah, he can, definitely.
As you broke down the range, Elio's not repping too many hands here. What, a slow played something, 8-9 suited, ace-8 suited, king-8 suited could make an appearance sometimes. But you gave it, I thought Seth might just sniff that one out. Great bluff from Elio, and takes it away with the inferior hand there.
Yeah, so you said it, like Elio won't bet like a hand like ace-10 or ace-jack, and it's way better to have a hand like ace-9 and ace-king. Maybe sometimes Elio has ace-8, so made an 8 on the river, but I agree with you on the fact that it was pretty much suspicious. I'm pretty sure Seth thought about it.
That was check 80% pot. That was a little suspicious there, as Seth folds the best hand. Here we are, 8-handed. We can see the power at this table, really at the bottom with Rodrigo, Elio, Andres. We got Ollie at 3.3. Then the other 4 stacks kind of navigating 20 big blind stacks as well. Guys, thank you for joining us on the GG YouTube channel. Do us a favor. If you can hit the thumbs up button right now, it takes 2 seconds. That would really, really help. Also, make sure you're subscribed to the GG YouTube channel. We're bringing you awesome guests, awesome personalities every Tuesday. I've really been enjoying this show so far. Our first 2 guests, we had Fedor on, Fedor Holtz. Man, his brain is powerful. He's just the young wizard. That was a lot of fun. Jason Kuhn last week, Julien Martini this week. See Chris Klondicki with the best hand here. These blind on blind spots are really wild. You got to be very feisty.
Yeah, and I expect people to bet too much out of position this texture. They don't check enough, and Jack 6 is definitely a good hand to bet. No, it's the and the Chris has an obvious call. I don't think he can raise. So the hand play by itself. No, with the 6, Alex can check most of the time, bet sometimes, and Chris will definitely not fold his hand.
Yeah, Chris Klondicki. I see Chris in a lot of games that I play. I play a little bit of a smaller average blind, but I mean, he's grinding it out in all those good value tournaments, still fires the 10K here. Alex does go for the turn bet. Chris is not folding, and we have a pot brewing here, blind on blind.
Mm-hmm.
Chris
And
needs a 4, 5, 7.
Yeah, Chris started to play MTTs like a lot since COVID started. But yeah, before I was playing mixed games, cash game only, which is super interesting and impressive because he had some very decent results. So yeah, very, very impressive. He's like, 35, 40 years old guy with a family life and everything. It's very cool to see.
And the queen pairs on the river. Does Alex go for a third value?
Yeah,
but be pretty thin.
Yeah, but he has some bluff. Range are super wide. It was a limp check pot. He knows he has the best hand. And yeah, Chris will face a very difficult decision.
Goes small.
I expect him to bet bigger. I think Chris right now has a pure call.
Yeah.
It would be funny to see a raise, though.
Would be.
Yeah, 7-5 definitely plays exactly like this. He has a very good blocker. He has also a blocker on the full house, like hands like Queen 4, fours. But Chris is more on the tight side on the river. But we never know.
A raise would be savage.
Yeah,
that would be pretty. But I mean, I think the tank call is coming here. Oh, you found it.
Does it? Amazing.
Wow, what a great play from Chris Klondicki. We thought he was going to pay and lose. He has turned his 4 into a bluff, just correctly realizing that Alex probably, with this block size, has a hand exactly like he has. Maybe 7s, 8s are in there a little bit. The 6X is in there. And this is a great play from Chris. Because sometimes you could do it and you run into a boat and your tournament's over, but he has found an amazing spot. Very high level play here from Chris. Now Alex is in the tank with the best hand.
Because now Alex is like, well, I mean, what does he has? He has a 7-5. He would raise like 3s, 4s, 6s. Yeah, I think Chris has so many nuts. Alex cannot call here. Alex range is uncapped definitely. So I think he will fold, but let's see. I know Alex is a great player too. We didn't speak about him, but yeah, he will. I'm pretty sure he's not using his time bank for nothing. So let's see what's going on.
This is such a great find from Chris. This is something you see, in the in the high ends of the poker world. Like not many people just find this. But these guys, every week here at the Super Millions, they find spots like this and take it. And now Alex is in the tank here. Wow. He does release. I was wondering if he could find a hero. That is the hand of the day so far. Chris Klondicki, an amazing play. Most people would lose there with the 4-7. He found a way to take it down. Very impressive.
This is the perfect combo to do it. I'm pretty sure this is, it's such a great play from Chris. Really impressive. To do it for while like he's playing for 500K, it's not like we are doing it on the training app or whatever. It's like he's playing for real money, and super cool from him.
Shout out to you guys in the chat. Sublime says that's sick, savage, unbelievable, so sick. The Botto, decentralized boy, all singing the praises of that play. I mean, that was very impressive. Andres with the 3-bet takes it down. We are going to see some action down the stretch here, you guys.
This is not out.
Julian, I just got back from I was traveling all over the place. I just got back late last night from some travels. I was down in the have you ever been to Texas?
I never. I should. I heard a lot of good things about poker there, and I follow you on Twitter, and you make me laugh. So hey, I could see some results, some things.
Thank you. Shove from Ole Shemian into the 9s. What a great spot to wake up with it, blind versus blind. Easy, very profitable shove from Ole, but he runs into it. Yeah, some counterfeit outs here. An ace, a queen, no. Nope. Tuan, Brazilian player, doubles.
Did you ever play in France, Kevin?
I've never not only played poker in France, I've never been off my North American continent. Sorry, I've been to South America, but I haven't made the leap over the pond. Yeah, I want, Europe, obviously like a thriving poker place. I want to go check that out. I've always wanted to go to the Aussie Millions and stuff. Yeah, I mean Europe is on the list for sure.
Yeah, you should bring your girlfriend, wife, fiance,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. No, wife. We're
Wife,
actually,
sorry,
yeah, we're
wife.
locked in.
Locked in. I love this word in English. It sounds like so romantic for some reason. Okay, we have a hand here.
Oh God, says that Queen 8 a good jam? Yeah, I mean, Tuan's just gonna fold a lot with the pressure. He just wound up with a snap call. Tuan's gonna fold so much of his range. It's just a really bad timing for Ole, but pretty standard stuff, right? Shove call, very standard there, Julien.
Yeah, I guess Tron has to fold a lot because Alex is a shortest stack, and there is such a money gap between 8s and 7 finish. I don't know how to say, but you get me. Yeah, pretty standard with the ICM.
Now, this is interesting. We see a three-way pot here. This is very interesting. Small c-bet from Elio. Chris kind of floats here with the ace-jack of spades. Player behind as well. Wow. This is
I like the
spicy.
pre-flop call, but to be honest, I'm not a big fan of the call on the flop. The reason is Ole has a better range on these textures than Chris.
It's funny. Chris's float got Ole to fold. Ole would have turned the mega nuts. Like if Chris folds there, sixes is definitely calling. It's funny the butterfly effect that we see here. Now ace jack is behind.
And surprisingly, Elio find a continuation bets here. Well, that's a very aggressive move, but he wants to put as many pressure as he can. So I really like the play. Didn't think about it, but didn't expect him to bet, but I like the play actually. And I'm pretty sure he will bet again. He has a very good blocker on king queen, ace queen. So I'm not expecting him to check right now, especially when Chris like flat is a backdoor flush, backdoor straight like this, meaning he also has ace 10 suited, and so ace 10 of heart, of diamond, of spade, and same for ace jack, which is just a bit too much. Elio has the ace of club, which unblock all this.
That's you guys, you know limit hold'em crushers. I think we're having a little delay in the footage here. That's one thing I have really noticed about you guys. Talking to you guys the last couple of weeks, you guys are really dialed into the specific card removal effect that your cards have on your opponent's range. Like the point you made there about having the ace of clubs that unblocks the ace X floats is like really, you guys are all dialed into that. All the top level players have that completely figured out. That's the difference between like a great player and a good player.
Well, you try to always have some edge. And a few years ago, if you were speaking about, having like this suit or this suit, they are like just, well, you trust luck. No, you believe in luck. You prefer to have the ace of club because ace of club is luckier,
Yeah.
And today you have to take care of details, and that's very important.
Ace king does find a win there. I believe we're having a little issue with the footage running here. We're just going to figure that out. Sup, Bence? Great breakdowns in the chat.
Another big pot for Elio. He's playing well, putting a lot of pressure. And, his opponent cannot do a lot right now. They have to wait, be patient. And the key points right now are Alex and Seth. They will need to do something with their stack, and especially Alex.
Couple kings here for Ole. All right, I think we're back running full speed here. Weak gut shot for Elio. Ole.
Yeah. I'm not expecting him to fold even against 2/3 pots. The sizing of Ole is pretty much smart because Elio found the fold. So because of this, Elio cannot check raise all his gut shots, and Ole keep the leads. I really like it. Elio won't check raise too much. So I really like the sizing of Ole in this ICM situation.
Seth Davies here on the button. It's interesting. The first poker lesson I ever had with Seth Davies, he looked at my hands and he's like, bro, you're just not valuing the suited kings enough. He's like, this is a common leak. They're just way more powerful than you appear. And it's funny. We come full circle as he has raised the king six suited on the button. Not going to work. An easy all in from the sixes in the big blind. A couple people in chat saying what happened to Art Poker. Yeah, he found a good shove spot with ace seven offsuit. Ran into it, and unfortunately, last week's champion had an early exit. Still, though, wins last week, gets ninth this week in the Super Millions. He's having a good little run as Elio Fox, the true standout so far at this final table, playing very, very well. I mean, it's funny. He was about to be a footnote on this whole event, but he just found the Queen of Diamonds on the river, the two-outer. It's funny how it works out like that sometimes. Ollie Shemian also been involved a lot here. Raises the beautiful Jack 10 suited.
And you spoke about the King X suited. Are you at the stage where you start to flatten the button when cutoff open? You flat like King 6 suited, or not
I have it ingrained in my, the amount of punts I've made with suited kings the last couple of years. The last couple of months. I think it's made my game worse. Yeah, I'm definitely in there more with the suited kings. 3-betting, flatting, King 5 suited on the button. Sure, why not? Let's go.
I feel like that kind of things are maybe a bit overrated in the fact that obviously solvers, they do it. So in a perfect world, we should do it. But it's so hard to play post-flop. We will never play as good as solvers. And today, we still win money with that kind of hands, just based on the fact that the guy out of position is not playing as great as he should. But maybe next year or in 2 years, the value of this won't be enough. And I'm pretty sure maybe range will be tighter, to be honest.
Slow down with the suited kings is what you're saying a little bit.
We are not bluffing enough compared to computers, and with King 6 suited, trust me, you will need to bluff a lot of hands to win money. So yeah, it's funny. It's funny.
Andres Namath, Jack 10 offsuit here. And a nice 3-bet from Rodrigo. Notice Rodrigo 3-bet bluffed ace 4 suited versus Ole. Finds another 3-bet bluff here. It is absolutely going to work. So that's
I really like it.
Really good. Yeah, absolutely. Just with the chip dynamic, expanding the range there, pressuring the medium stacks.
Exactly. Andres should fold a lot here. He doesn't respect too much Rodrigo opening his hand, and Rodrigo is just punishing. It's a great poker we can see here.
Chris Klondicki. The ace 5 suited is always tempting. So at least when I pick it up, I'm always thinking about getting a little wild pre-flop.
Well, he should fold. He needs to be very tight here. ICM is huge, and here Helio can just shove a lot.
Small 3-bet does work.
Well played.
You were expecting Elio to kind of put the pressure back in Chris's court there.
Especially with King Jack. Wow.
Yeah. Is No Limit Hold'em your best game? Like, do you just feel like an absolute, that's the best game you have?
It's funny because it's definitely the game I understand the most, but it's maybe the game where I have the less edge. You know what I mean?
Interesting, because you're saying the average competition maybe is stiffer than some of the other games.
So many great players right now. So many they are way smarter than me. They study more than me. They are just stronger. So during big tournaments, I definitely beat the field, but I won't be top 5 or 10%.
That's kind of interesting you say that, because that's what Fedor told me as well when I was trying to get into Fedor's poker brain. Wow, Chris had the ace 5 of hearts, and this time he mucks it. I was wondering if he was going to try it again. What is Elio going to do here from the big blind? We're going to 3-bet, of course, apply the pressure. Sure. Just wondering on the size.
I can use a smaller size, like a 380 or something, or you can use a bigger size, applying pressure on the stack, like that kind of things. So right now he's saying, well, if you want to play it, you will need to go for it. You're gonna need to bet all your chips with this hand, and hands like pocket 9, pocket 8, pocket 10 cannot just call and try to hit a set. They're in a very, very difficult spot. So I actually like Elio's decision here.
Elio, it's been pretty clean for him so far.
What do you do here with jacks, for example? Yourself, Kevin?
Cry.
Yeah.
From Andres' perspective, very, 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 very tough.
He doesn't want to best right now 8 while he has like
Yeah.
the third biggest stack.
Absolutely. So you said that Hold'em's your best game, but sometimes you feel like it's your best game, but you have the smallest edge. It's very interesting. Federer said a similar thing, kind of. He said during his 2016 run, he compared to the field, he had such a massive edge. He actually feels like he's gotten better at No Limit Hold'em, but his edge is smaller now because like so many, studs have emerged and people have gotten better.
He's way better, and his edge is way smaller for sure.
Yeah.
And we all feel this. Maybe one day, all of you guys will join mixed games, and it will be such a nightmare.
What a river here for Andres. Definitely going to raise. King 3 seeking a little bit of value. Very interesting blind and blind hand here. I wonder if Elio is going to get away from it. Andres definitely raising here.
Yeah, curious about Elio bet on the river. Not sure he will bet every time, and Andras will raise obviously here.
Big raise.
And it's an easy fold for Elio now. But oh wow!
Snaps it off.
It's easy
Snaps
fold,
it
but
off.
Andras is such an aggressive player. Every time he's going for it, he has all the bluffs, so you are always a bit suspicious against him. Probably for that, Elio bet call is something not standard.
Alex, I love the French accent, man. I was just hanging out with. Are you familiar with Yo Viral? Of course you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yo Viral. Shout out to him.
Right.
He won the GPI Breakout Player of the Year award, and I've always enjoyed the couple of moments I've met him. He's a very good time. Similar French accent that I always enjoy.
Cool. You should. This is why you should visit France. Except if you are scared for your wife, she will maybe like French accent too.
No. I am like pocket aces, man. There's no further upgrade. It doesn't matter if she likes the French accent. Something I'm not gonna flirts with some friend. Okay, well, all right. Let's move off the subject of attractive Frenchmen with accents talking to my wife, as we have Andres Neyman here at the suited ace.
And we can see Ole, who folded sevens first to act UTG. I like the play, obviously. He will play way tighter, and that's a good fold. And
Chris is going to slam this in.
Yeah, definitely.
What a great spot as well. See the raise, the flat.
So we can see Rodrigo here, who has also flatting range from button with some merge then. Like it's exactly the same situation with Elio when Seth opened earlier during this final table, where I expect Rodrigo in this situation to 3-bet a lot, and we can see he's still flatting some range. I'm maybe a bit disappointed about it, but I understand why they do it.
Elio Fox really expanding into the suited queen from the low jack here. Blinds are up. I love this feature on the GG final table. Clock is turned off. You just play a set amount of hands. It's I think a great way to run online tournaments.
It's the best. It's amazing. That's a very, very good, cool feature.
It's not good for streamers though. It does.
That's the worst.
Yeah, it creates a bit of an obstacle. If I wasn't a streamer, I'd be a big fan of it. It really puts us in a tough spot with stream snipers. Thankfully, I don't think anyone has sniped me at a final table, but you always got to be hyper aware of that.
Oh yeah, and I'm surprised you still stream while you are in final table. It's
hey, I've committed to the content. I for me at least, it's like, oh yeah, people play poker without making content. My brain the last 7 years, anytime I play, I'm basically creating content. showing the journey. Seth Davies here, I think, is going to defend. Queen, queen 5, not a good board for the Jack 10. Check, small bet, fold. That is my prediction.
Well, I'm not sure about that. He has backdoor flush, backdoor straight. Rodrigo will open a very, very loose range here because he's covering everybody and he's on the big blind of sets. So all the middle stack will fold a lot. You know, Seth is aware of all this, and I expect him to call here. And it's what, sorry, and it's what I want to add is on that kind of texture, you can mainly raise your hand, but obviously with the ICM things, it's not always what you want to do, but why not to raise? And I love the play.
Oh man, so good. Oh my goodness, a disgusting, disrespectful float from the Jack 7 of spades. Can you find a worse hand to float here than the Jack 7 of spades?
No, that's not standard. But yeah, right now, what Seth can do, you know, it will be very hard for him to win the hand, and what a great inspiration from Rodrigo. Wow.
Wow, that is a super net. I mean, Seth found the raise bluff, and then to float with the Jack 7 of spades is sick / absolutely disrespectful.
Oh yes, oh yes.
Now, what does Rodrigo do here?
Well, you would check.
So crazy. What a crazy hand here. Seth actually has the winner, but how could he? I mean, he just can't win, it feels like here.
You want to check here in the Rodrigo's shoes based on the fact that Seth will check all his nuts on the turn, and because he has 70% from a pot size bet, 80% from a pot size bet, and Rodrigo, you know, he doesn't want to eat this kind of range, so he will check back turn like this. You see what Seth is going will do on the river, and if he checks again right now, I expect Rodrigo to bluff his hand.
Yeah.
Even if, you know, on this king right now, I'm not sure Seth will check raise ace X. So maybe with Jack I he can have the best hand, you know? So on this specific king, maybe he can check back and thinking he has the best hand.
That was a super dirty hand, man. That was a super great find by Seth on the flop, and just like one of the most unbelievable floats from Rodrigo. That was something. It's funny. I thought it was going to go bet fold. It not only doesn't go bet fold, it goes bet, raise, float. Like super sick. As wow, 2 massive clubs here from both players on the board.
Oh, yeah. And very, very interesting from Tuan to flats. Ace king off here. He flatted, right?
Yeah, raise, button just calls.
Yeah, button just call. And this is because Andras open on Helio big blind, and he will open way tighter, and Tuan knows it. So he will have a very, very, very slight 3-bet range here. And I actually like it. And know what to do in Andras' shoes. I guess we can check. We can check and go for the raise. What do you think about it?
I love that. I mean, all of us. I love the check raise bluff. 1.1 million, 1.5x pot behind.
So yeah, he has a queen of hearts who is a blocker on queen 10 suited, but I'm not sure Tuan will flat queen 10 suited. So the main blockers is the ace of club, and let's see what's going on the small size, like 1/3. What Andras will decide to do. Against the big size, Andras will fold, but against the smallest size,
we're assuming Ace King is going to seek value to the small size here.
And yeah, something to say is Andras will check a lot this texture. Tuan range is composed mainly of suited hands. Only hands who are not suited, which are not suited, are Ace Queen offsuit, Ace King offsuit, and pairs. All the rest are suited, so he has way more flush than Andras.
The not sure if indicates a nitty or check back.
Oh, wow. What a check.
That would have been interesting if Andras would have given the business versus the small size. Nice pot for Tuan. Flatting pre-flop gets the job done with the Ace King as the action rolls on here. My goodness. I'm still rattled about the Jack 7 of spades float a little bit. You know, that was quite the sight. Elio Fox in the small blind here.
Also, the previous hand, Chuan has ace king with the king of club, which wants us to bet small and call against a raise. You know, if he doesn't have any club, I really get why he checked back, but I think this one was really on the tighter side.
Loving it. So you had the hot month last month. What's the next little bit for you? What do you got coming up on the schedule? I assume World Series of Poker. You're going to be back in Vegas.
So yeah, I was in Paris the 2 last weeks. I play some events organized by my sponsor,
Nice.
PMU, which is a French site, so it's not a competitor at all with GG. They actually like each other a lot.
Let it fly. Give it this shout out.
And so it was such a beautiful event in Paris, really amazing time. Some big tournaments because we played a 5K tournaments. It's not common in France, trust me. I think it was the first since years. So 4 years, I don't know how to say. And right now I just fly to LA. I'm in LA right now. I will play the LA PC 10K buy-in and going to Vegas as soon as I bust. So yeah, Vegas right now, and my schedule is basically full until World Series, which is super exciting. Always happy to play, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna cross each other at some point.
Nice. Well, I'm gonna be down for the World Series for sure. The main event. I mean, everyone's awaiting the schedule. Everyone's like asking for the schedule forever. By the way, Elio Fox checks turn. Do we now bluff with the 9-7? Sorry, the 9-6 suited. No, it does just give it up. Gives the free showdown to the king queen. Those are the two bigger stacks.
Well, I think it's very. You bring a good point here. It was a Badugi turn, which means different suits, which means you can directly make fold some backdoor flush from who are going to float from the flop. I think it's interesting choice from Elio, and this is maybe based on the fact that Rodrigo is able to make some interesting check raise. You know, maybe more than what someone should do, and he will put money in the pots with pairs and made hands. Yeah, made hands.
Seth, all in, all in. I always cheer for the sweat in these spots. Are we going to see a sweat?
Ooh, no sweat.
Chop it up. As the ace kings go to war there, no blood is shed.
So did you ever play the Super Millions?
I have played this tournament one time. I played or maybe twice. I have shot taken it. And it was like a year and a half ago when I feel like I was worse. I feel like I've leveled up pretty significantly since that period of time. So I think I'm going to shot take it a couple times in the future. But I mean, I play like an average buy-in of $140. You know, like this is a big tournament. You know, my entire Sunday schedule is about 6K. This would be like, you know, a big percentage of that.
How many tournaments do you play to make a 6K in an average?
Yeah,
Sunday?
20, wow. You know, 20, 23, 25, something there.
6K for a Sunday is you're already a big player, trust me.
Yeah,
99.9% of the players, they are like buying for like, you know, 200 less.
Yeah, multi-way action here. Ace queen flat in, flops the best of it. I was thinking maybe Elio would get after it with a small c bet, but no, just decides to check the flop. Rodrigo's going to bet, and I think this will just take it down. I mean, this tournament is always like, when I think about like the poker career and like your goals or whatever, this tournament is always a big milestone. Like imagine getting to a place where you can just play this comfortably every week. Like I think that's pretty boss status if you can get there.
It's the online boss status for MTT for sure. Like this is the best tournament to play when you are like at the end of the game. It's a super tournament, and who could bet that a 10K buy-in tournament will work that well before GG arrive? Like nobody basically, which is really impressive.
Yeah. I mean, oh, nice find here from Ale. Correctly knows that Elio's opening wide. That's the second wide open that Elio's had from the low jack.
Pretty funny, huh? Because Rodrigo was cut off. That's very ballsy from Ole. I wouldn't do it, and that's impressive.
Yeah, this is so today we're playing for 500,000. When GG runs their big series as well, usually it can get up to as big as 1 million, 1.2 million for first in the super millions. Now we have a beautiful Queen Jack of Hearts, just gonna peel. All players kind of whiff here. There's a little bit going on. Heavy check spot from Elio, right?
Yeah, definitely. Rodrigo here, when he decides to not 3-bets, we can see that he always has some merged ends. So basically 5s plus and, King, Queen, Jack, Queen, King, Jack suit probably. Maybe some Queen 10 suit too and Jack 10 suit. And this texture. Elio doesn't expect so many fold from this opponent. And he will just, I guess, give up this pot.
Yeah, Ace Jack, I would be surprised if it bet. And the 2 5s are the best hand.
Yeah, but I expect Turan here to bet. Oh, wow. Okay. So yeah, it will be checked down.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe Tuan would try to rep some sort of something from the big blind, but
he can have straights, he can have full house, he can have everything. I think it's maybe he missed an occasion to win the pot.
Elio Fox, very excited to pick that one up. That was the break that we just skipped through. We don't watch the break here. We got the dynamic delay. Save you guys time. Skip through it. Pick up the action right away with Andres under the gun. Guys, give us a thumbs up for that dynamic break. That's good, man. What an invention. It's I just think it's smart. I always shout out one of my good buddies. What a 3-bet bluff here from Elio Fox. Elio Fox feels like the player that's really getting after it the most here with some of these lighter opens, lighter 3-bets. Playing very, very strong, very aggressive poker.
Very aggressive poker. He's not scared of anything. He just try to put as much pressure on everybody as he can, but not being crazy, just like always, very, very accurate when to do it, and super, super good player on the loose side. He shows a lot of amazing things that last years.
Chris loves this flop. Ace-5 has some stuff going on as well.
And let's see what Chris decides to do.
I was whenever we show the dynamic delay, I did not invent that. I believe my good friend who I just saw recently as well, Jason Somerville, I believe was the creator of the dynamic delay, because he used to run all sorts of poker broadcasts, and for some reason we used to just sit there and watch the break, and it was just like
that's 30, terrible.
Yeah, like 30% of the viewers would always leave just because there's no action, right? And then one day he's like, why don't we just expand the delay and then cut into the delay during the broadcast? So smart. What a genius. Jason Somerville, one of the sharpest gamblers I know.
Here is very interesting hands. Chris open and Andras call, and Andras defend against the 1/3 continuation bet from Chris, with Ace-5 of diamond, which means he will defend a lot while Chris has a very, very tight range to open here. I'm pretty sure Chris will fold hands like King Jack, so King Queen is definitely bottom range. And I'm not a big fan of Andras float here. I think he has better hands to do it. And right now he picked up one of his best outs, and he will be in a bad shape.
Yeah, he's picked up that backdoor draw, does whiff on it.
And it will be check most of the time, which will bring to Chris a huge pot. Very, very nice pot for his stack size.
Yeah, so in a normal poker situation, people would say, oh, are we just not going to go for value with the King Queen? In an early level tournament situation, I think you're pretty excited to go for value. But what I learned about these final tables and these ICM situations is you just don't go as thin for value. And certain hands that might at the start of the tournament, that might be a triple barrel for value, but at a final table, it might be you're seeking 2 bets or maybe even 1 big bet instead. When you triple, you just don't go as thinly for value on the river. As Ace Deuce here with Seth Davies, just 5 big blinds. I think he's going to take it. And this is bad news. Wow, all the aces are dead, and there's 2 kings there. This is not good news. This is not good news for Seth the Shark Davies, as we can see. It's even worse than he probably is aware of. I think there's 1 ace remaining, and Andras is.
And Rodrigo can do something here. Let's watch out, because Rodrigo has a okay hand. Oh wow, he decided to call. I'm pretty much surprised about this play. I would expect him to repop after, sometimes, and good things for him. He decided to call.
Seth Davies needs divine intervention.
I don't know what he needs. Tell me what he needs.
Needs a miracle, a disconnect. Needs 9-10, deuce. Needs some sort of wizard to help him out.
He needs Rodrigo to put money in the pot, Andras to fold, and deuce.
If ace-10 could bluff here, and then it's pretty thin. As it looks like we are going to be saying goodbye to Seth Davies with the ace-deuce.
Yeah, Andras won't fold anyway. Yeah. Unfortunately for Seth, it's the end.
It is the end, the swan song. He got off to such a good start, too. He doubled up and just couldn't really find a good spot after that. Did get the 1 ladder with Art Poker busting in 9th. But I know Seth is going to be like, he's pretty cool cucumber, but maybe a little bit of frustration after getting that early double, not being able to do much with it. As a good game, Mr. Davies. Off into the sunset you go. Recent father as well. He's got a little, there he is. Seth Davies. You can see GGPoker winnings.
Does he still live in Canada?
All over the world. All over the world, Mr. Seth Davies makes his home.
Okay. Yeah, it's when you play live, you're always traveling. It's very hard to have one fixed house.
Mm-hmm.
And one day.
Cool. We'll see him in a future Super Millions final table, I'm sure. It's only Shemi in here with the ace queen. Andras with the 9-9. We're down to
Alex
7.
Alex has like a 12 big blind, a bit less, 11.5. And I expect Andras to put a lot of pressure on Ole on this, and it will be very hard for Ole. Even if he hits an ace or a queen, it will be hard to win this spot. I think Ole will call.
Yes, facing this small 3-bet out of position. He piles.
That's nice. That's well played.
And Andras snaps it in. Big flip here.
Wow.
3.6 million. That happened quickly. Huge flip. Still 58.42. 70% now for the pocket nines. Ace queen. Ole seeking aces, kings, 10s.
Wow. Ole who busted 7s. Wow.
Good game to Ole Shemian. Unlucky there. Julien, break that hand down for us. There we go. The man always gave slightly homeless vibes to me in like a good positive way. He always has the crazy hair. He always wins millions of dollars. Ole Shemian, 5.2 million. Eccentric personality, absolute crusher. Good game. Break that hand down for us, Julien, because you're surprised the money went in there.
No, so I was surprised because I didn't see was the second shortest stack. I guess, there is a difference between finishing like 7s, 8s or 7s. But maybe it was 7 and 6. 7 and 6, sorry, or 6. But, when you shove and you get called, you realize 100% of your equities because you're going to see the 5 cards. And in this situation, you understand that, Andras will apply a lot of pressure. Even sometimes he can have a worse hand like ace-x, which is a dream spot for him. I think it's at the beginning I thought call was a better play, but no, I consider everything shove was an amazing play, and what a call from Andras because it's not easy to call here with 9s.
Yeah, exactly. When Ole puts it in there, the 9s are like not loving life, but a nice call flip, big flip there, big flip. Julien, you take the next couple hands. I need to visit the washroom. And I will return. You got this.
Yeah, cool. All right. So, Chris will definitely not folding his hand here. And he decided to 3-bet, which I like. You can have a fold right now and win some chips. And the end right now. But I think Rodrigo can, yeah, flat, 4 bets. Options are open and fold is a pretty good one. And Chris, who right now has the 4th biggest stack, very close with Juan. We're in a situation where Alex is super short. I expect Chris and Tran to be pretty much tight at this point of the final table, and wait Alex to bust. They obviously, both of them want this. And yeah, Chris open ace-4 suited, which is surprising on the big blind of Rodrigo. We can see that Andras decide to flat in small blind with ace-10 suit. It's very, very interesting. And wow, turn Chris made a double pair. It can be a big pot. I don't expect Rodrigo to, yeah, even if Andras check, I don't expect Rodrigo to going crazy, even if it's a card who can help a bit his range. And now let's see what Chris will do. He decided to flats. Interesting. And Andras, I'm pretty sure, will think that he has the best hand right now. So he will go for it. Let's see the sizing. Half pots, maybe 1/3, probably. Here, Chris can have a hand like, you know, King Queen of spade or King Jack of spade. So I guess the 1/3 size is way better. You really want to win some value against that kind of hands. And he will definitely face a raise even with this ICM thing. And welcome back, Kevin.
6th spot to come back to. Ace-4. What a turn card.
Yeah, it went check flop, and bet from Andras, just call from Chris. It's yeah, it seems bad for Andras right now.
Very, very, very bad spot. Chris found a raised bluff earlier that was successful. This time he has the goods, knows he's good. Wow, what is Angelis going to do here? This could be a big, big swing in this tournament.
Yeah, that's a huge spot, and Chris is always in good spot, huh? Since the beginning, always here when always has the perfect hand when the opponent needed to fold. Always has the great value hand when opponent needs to call. I don't see how Andras will fold here.
Oh,
and he folded. Nice. Well played.
Very well played there. Minimizing the damage after a nasty turn card. Here, this is going to be an all-in. Alex Ponov's got tough last name to pronounce. Alex here with the 7s. We haven't heard much from him. Opportunity to double. It is a 50-50. Are we down to 5 here, Julian?
Maybe. We need a jack, a 10, a queen, or backdoor flush.
So far, safe for the 7s. I call dude.
Double up.
I've played a lot on GG Poker. The 7s are no joke. They are the GG nuts. They're the GG nuts. I don't know if like there's a conspiracy going on that like perhaps a GG you know programmer was a little drowsy one night and missed a line of code or something. The 7s just feel like so strong to me. Every time I play, they just are an automatic winner pre-flop.
Do you prefer jacks or 7s?
7s on GG Poker. Give me the 7s, the GG nuts. Not surprised to see them win there as well. Blinds are up. Got the GG channel here as well. Good to see everybody. Glad you guys are enjoying the Super Million show. Julien Martini. Feel like my French relative almost, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty hard for North American to say it, and you're like a top tier for sure. So,
hey.
Well, maybe you train, did you?
No training. It's 2 pair here for Chris. Just, I mean, he's having a wonderful final table. His bet sizings, his I mean, the 4-7 bluff was just so excellent, and he has reaped the rewards here. And Is
So far, so good.
Yeah, no, I was wondering if Alex is going to go for it, but he decides just to check. And I think Chris is going to bet the 2-pair wet board.
Yeah, you know, in the Alex shoes, you are like thinking, well, if I bet, what kind of hand will fold? And it's pretty hard to find it. You need to find some Jack 4 offsuit or, you know, that kind of things who beat you. So, well, I like the Alex check. And no, Chris has 2 pairs. He needs to put money in the pot. Standard hand.
Good to see Johnny Reed, Prass, HB Stretch, Tom Mike. My 3rd time hosting the show. I'm starting to recognize some names a little bit more. And wow, kings here for Chris Klondicki. The good news continues.
Yeah,
maybe you know, if Chris wins this, maybe he'll stop playing the tournaments I play because he's annoying. I actually hate when he's at my table. He creates a very difficult opponent.
Oh wow, and here can be a big hand.
This is nasty. Raise from Chris, call from Jack 10. Blind
So
on blind. We've seen how many weak hands there have been, and both players have an extremely strong holding right now. This could be bad news.
What do you do in Chris shoes? Do you always bet?
Yeah. Oh my goodness, what a turn. Yeah, in a raise call pot, always bet the kings. And now, I mean,
you have to check now.
Have to check.
Yeah.
Check it up. Tawan, I think is going to go 620.
Yeah, 1/3 pot is seems to be the perfect sizing here.
Unbelievable turn card here.
Expect him to check. It's and Chris, you know, like Tran has all the 8-9, 10-8, 9-10, 5-6, 6-4. He has so many bluff. It will be very hard for Chris to fold his hand.
Great call on the size. Julien nailed it. 3rd pot. I thought he was going to go a little bigger. He comes with 3rd. Chris is check calling. The spot here is going to be on the river. And that like is not a bad card for the kings at all. You know, a little harder to have queen jack.
It's one of
9,
the
10,
best. Yeah.
9, 10, 8, 9, all that stuff misses.
5-6, 6-4, all this, it will be probably a shove call. I mean, we saw so many great fold right now, so I prefer not saying anything because, you know, maybe he will find a fold here, but wow, John has so many float from the flop who are going to bluff because they are just 10-eye at maximum on the river.
Yeah, there it is. That's all of it. Chris, I think we're going to see a tank here. I think we're going to see a tank.
Yeah. And it's small blind against big blind. Once again, range are so loose, so loose. It will be hard for Chris to find a fold.
Nasty spot. I mean, Chris has had all the good spots so far, but this is a true blender moment. You know, blocking the queen jack now with that river. The king jack is heavily blocked. Your opponent can have 8-9, 9-10, 6-5 suited. But also Tuan's been pretty like steady Eddie. They haven't really adventured into the jungle with any crazy bluffs so far. So, I mean, not surprised to see this. I think we're going to be here for over 2-3 minutes here with Chris. It's a really tough spot. You're saying he calls?
I think he calls, and you know, the Brazilian communities are like more on the aggressive side. They always, you know, find the bluffs in every spot, which is really impressive. I think he will call. It's so hard, you know, in No Limit Hold'em to have kings. It's not often at all. When you have it, it's so hard to fold, you know. You're just a jack beats you, and he has so many bluff. Obviously, Tran will never bet 7x. So, you know, he basically have a jacks or nothing. I guess 7s and, you know, maybe 3s too, but he has jack 7 suit or jack or 3s, but that's it. And so many bluff. So hard to fold here.
Especially it's just blind on blind. It was a raise first in pot. Again, to set up this hand in case you guys missed the start of the action. Chris raised the kings. Jack 10 calls. We see a jack high flop. Chris bet. Jack 10 calls. Turn. Check bet call and check shove tank as we predicted. I wouldn't be shocked. I feel like Chris is dialed in. If he found a hero fold here, It would just be extremely, extremely impressive.
Mm-hmm. Would you fold yourself, Kevin? Be
Hey,
honest.
one day I hope to make the Super Millions final. I probably just put it in. Especially like you said. Wow, what a
Oh,
great fold!
wow.
What an
Oh,
excellent, excellent, excellent fold.
amazing.
Julian, you've a couple times today, you've thought people would pay off on the river, and you got to give them credit. People have found some really nice river folds for a lot of money.
It's super funny because people, they always find crazy bluff, always, and opponents are always folding crazy hands, you know. So timings are very important, and players, they have a better feeling about beta game and everything because they are in game playing. Um, I'm really impressed since the beginning of the final table. Most of the play were very correct, and people found some very, very, very good folds.
Very,
Really
very
impressive.
impressive
Yeah.
folds. Hey, I'm Johnny Reed in the chat. I like you. Johnny Reed says, GG, give Kevin Super Million tickets for his awesome commentating. Hey, GG Poker, anytime you want to slide some of those 10K tickets into my account, I would not complain.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ace 4 versus Ace 4.
And funny, funny. I think I think the hand will play by itself, but it might be a check on the flop or like a check 20% pots, and Andras can find a check raise here.
Yeah, these paired boards, similar to the board that Seth Davies check raised earlier. What does the Ace 4 do? Does go for the small check raise.
Smaller sizing, I think this is the play.
Ace 4 of diamonds definitely going to continue. Well, we can see the hands, are exactly the same, but doesn't mean they're necessarily going to chop.
I think it will still chop. I don't expect Andras to fold at some points. Interesting things to say is Alex could 3-bet with hands like 5 or 6s, even 7s, and like create something. Oh yeah,
Wow.
that's very funny. No, this is a different story.
That is the min 3-bet. Gotta love that. That is a spicy, spicy, spicy decision.
Poker, no limit, all them changed so much that last year's. It's really insane. Before, if you see this hand, you are like thinking, well, it's two recreational players who are playing this hand, and now you are like two of the best players in the world, and they do it for very, very good reason. Yeah, it's really impressive to see that kind of hands. And right now, what do you think will be the action, Kevin?
I think we saw so much chaos on the flop. We're just going to see it check down now. Both players have a hand that really not incentivized to bluff anymore. But the flop bet raise 3-bet was wild. But I kind of expect a check on the river. Players are going to chop. There's going to be some emojis here after this hand. There's going to be some fun. People are going to be like, "Wow."
But on the turn, like a deuce or a 3, or I think Alex can put all the money in the pot. He can put all the money in the pot. I know the two words are pretty similar with the French accent. Yeah, so on the queen, I agree on the fact that it will check down. But even on a 9 or on the 8, we could see a show from Alex. I wouldn't be surprised. He needs to put money in the pot at some point. He's the lowest stack with 18.5 big blind. And that was kind of a good spot. Andras here will check raise a lot and even check raise worse fours, like king 4, for example. Yes, sometimes Andras has some jack, but with 18.5 big blind, maybe Andras will show hands like 7s plus. So hands who beats him are very, very, the range is very tiny, tight, small.
Yes, Elio Fox back at it here. Great breakdown. We see you guys all in the YouTube chat. We're approaching 1,000 live viewers. Great to see everybody. Do me a favor, smash that thumbs up button. Helps us bring free poker content to your house. Excellent guests. Can't reveal the names, but our next 2 weeks we got some amazing guests coming up as well. As 5-4 here, pretty above average flop for the 5-4 diamonds.
And that's funny. What can we do with 16.5 big blind? I guess shoving is not that bad actually. Calling is good too. Shoving is great because you already have so many natural bluff. You need to put some value hand in your range, and 5-4 is not the worst. One thing too is your kicker. So the 5 is under the 8, so most of the turn or the river will be over the 8. I mean, it's like a 50-50 to be over the 8 on the turn and then a 50-50 to be over the 8 on the river. And you will mainly not have second pair anymore. You will mainly have third pair, you know?
Yep.
So I would prefer to flat hands like 9-4 suited if you defend it, or like 10-4 suited to call and to be a bit more aggressive with the smallest kickers.
Not surprised to see Elio Fox put some aggression on this turn card, especially versus the check call range. Really hard for the jack to connect with Alex's hand. Now Alex has the best of it, but I think it's going to hit the muck. The second bet here, I think, is just going to work.
Well, always the same thing. Elio will bluff very often this turn. So right now it's Alex's decision. And I'm not really surprised about it. But here it will probably go for check, shove, fold.
Elio's going to shove. He has the hand to shove. Doesn't have a club. Has the king, has the 9. I think we're going to see all of it here. This is one of our superstar bluff hands, right, from Elio's perspective.
I think having the 9 of club is just a bit better because anyway, Alex doesn't have 9-10 of diamond, for example. He would check raise all in on the turn or check fold. I don't think he would check call out of position. So 9-10 of club is definitely a hand he can have. I think Elio would apply a lot of pressure, whatever is range.
Alex here is the short stack. Could we see the hero call of all hero calls here with just a pair of 4s?
Well, maybe they always, like since the beginning, they always took the best decision or close to. So I wouldn't be surprised if anything.
Oh
wow.
my goodness,
oh my
that is world class. Check call, check call, check call. Winner. Pair of 4s is good.
Amazing.
Wow.
Really
Ship the biscuits to Alex. And unbelievable. I thought he was going to fold the turn. He not only finds the call on the turn, he finds it on the river. A complete hand of domination from the 5-4 of diamonds. That was impressive. Wow.
And it changed a lot the final table. Look at the stack right now. Like 4 players with 3 million. And Andras was just a bit more, 15 blinds more with 45 blinds and 50 blinds for Rodrigo. It changed all the dynamics, and now I expect players to don't be just tied. They have to play all of them.
Follows up the hero call with this Superman gift. You are the hero of the moment. Alex, that was nasty. And as you noted, Julien, now that changes everything. Look at all the stacks. All the stacks are between 3 and 5 million. All the chips very, very, very close, as we're going to see a war between these 6 competitors. Chris 3-betting the ace-8 suited.
Yeah, no, like it's like all the players, they should play very aggressive, and now we can see so many things. I expect Chan to show here for 32 big blinds.
It is a lot of bigs to pile in there. You see the raise, the 3-bet, but with how aggressive people have been, this hand probably just needs to go in, right?
Yes, 10s is definitely a hand you want to shove here.
Chat still reacting with some energy after that 5-4 of diamonds river call. Oh my lordy, what a play. What a play that was.
And we spoke about blockers. Alex had 4-5, and the 5 was a blocker on 5-6 who gave us straight. So it's better to have 4-5 than ace-5. What a call! And really, that's a high level final table we have the luck to watch right now.
Absolutely,
very cool.
Every week it's really delivered. Some of the names have made it two times to the final table, but all these players bring it. And you can always pick certain decisions, certain bet size and stuff. But these guys are just good at cards. They're extremely, extremely talented, hardworking card players. It's a pleasure to watch. Now, this is an interesting spot here from Tuan. Talk to me, Julien. What do you think about this timing and this tank here? Because do players, like, if he has the aces, the kings, is he going this deep into the time bank, or can you start really making some reads off of the time here?
No, I don't think he will go this long in the time bank. But the thing is, who cares? Because anyway, if Chris or Andras they have queens, they will call anyway. So it doesn't change anything. He has a decision for sure, but he can have a decision with like ace queen suited, for example, jacks, nines, even if I think 9 is a fold. So it gives a lot. It gives a bit about the strengths of your hand, but it doesn't really matter about how it can affect opponent's decision. You know what I mean? And if I fold, wow.
Tends to hit the muck. We can see it would have easily worked. Picked up a big pot there.
But he can bring some funny things. Let's say Andras flats with like I don't know, himself pocket 10. With this tank, Chris can think, well, Tuan has ace queen, for example. So ace is dead. You know what I mean? Maybe ace is dead. So I'm playing one out less. Yeah, but it's not like if they were on the river. Where you can be very, very narrow and accurate about hands an opponent can have. Pre-flop, if you take top 4 or top 5%, it's so many combos anyway.
Both players connect here. Button opens, king, queen, loves this board. And tell you what, jack 9 of diamonds is also enjoying this flop as well. Probably going to come with a check call. This could be an interesting one here, depending on the turn card.
And Tran could have used bigger sizing on this texture.
Deuce does roll off. I think we're going to see another bet from the king queen.
For sure. Let's see what Andras will do. Having a jack. Oh wow. What a jack.
That is deceptive. And probably going to work and get another bet in on the river here, but surprised we didn't see the turn continue.
Actually, like if Tran bet on the turn, having a jack is very bad for Andras because he's blocking jack queen, jack 10, who are the easiest bluff. And yeah, on the river, I expect Andras to block and fold against a raise. And I expect Tran to don't raise enough against the block anyway. So mainly the hand will be over here. I think that Tran has to bet here. He's losing the chance to double up if Andras has like a king 10, king jack, even like a king 5 of heart or that kind of hands. And obviously river, it's bad for Andras to have a heart in hands, but he has so many bluff, and we can see a raise here, which is well played, but I don't think Andras will go.
One of the worst feelings in poker is when you block here and you're hoping to get called by ace queen, 2 7s, and then you face the raise, and it's so miserable,
It's miserable, but like just take a look about the hand. Tran check back this deuce. He doesn't have a bluff, so right now we have just an easy fold.
Yeah,
and he has like 6s or hand he should have bet on the turn. That's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think you feel always, and I feel always very bad when it happens, but you shouldn't care that much.
Yeah. Big one here for Elio Fox on the button. He was looking to run away with the chip lead. He's been a feature character at this storyline, at this final table. I mean, again, he hit the 2-outer, one of the first hands right away. He hit a 2-outer to survive. And then big bluff there with the king 9. Thought it was a really good bluff, but Alex was one step ahead. Raise here, ace 4 of diamonds. Just shoves.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
bad timing. Obviously, ace king's not going anywhere. 2-1 advantage for massive chip lead here, you guys.
Oh, the 4.
Oh, the 4, but clubs.
And the club.
Wow. Ace 4, 65%. Elio Fox needs green. Unbelievable.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable. Elio Fox, the best of it for 7.5 million, and he is out. Rodrigo.
Oh my God.
Wow, there he is. Elio Fox. I've been watching him on the Poker Go coverage. I'm a big fan. I mean, look, he looks sad in that picture. I would be sad as well if that's how I left the Super Millions final table. I mean, he got lucky to survive, and then just a sick bad beat there, denied the chip lead. And Rodrigo, wow, what do you think about that shove with the ace-4 diamonds there?
Well, I know it's a thing GTO wise, but I still don't get it even after years. You know, I see this on charts, but I still don't apply it, and I always like feeling there is something wrong about it. Well, he won the pot, so GG to him. But wow, putting all your money at this stage of the tournament with 30%, wow, not a big fan. Obviously, he wins and he's a great position, but yeah, what a hand.
So sick. Spikes the 4. He had to fade the clubs, the overcards, the counterfeit, everything, and he does. And that is an unbelievable spot now for Rodrigo, who is 8 million. You can see no one's over 4. So he's really going to be able to pressure, utilize this stack to his advantage. As this is an interesting hand, Rodrigo limps. Alex decides to raise the 7-deuce offsuit. Classic play from the big blind with the garbage hand. You see this a lot. Now he's fighting, but Jack 9 is in there. It's very interesting. Chad is rattled. Chad is rattled about the ace-4 diamonds just getting there like that.
That's crazy. And it puts Rodrigo in such an amazing situation where the 4 other stacks are about the same. So they all have to kind of play tight, even if they still have 30 bigs, which is, still enough. But at the next level or in 2 levels, they will need to be super tight, which will bring money to Rodrigo. And here is interesting hands.
Man, Alex was going to wave the white flag, but he's going to go for on this river. He's going to go for on this river. You could easily never mind, I guess. He I'm shocked he didn't bluff that river as played with 7-deuce. But Rodrigo,
I agree.
it's all going his way. My goodness, 9.5 million. Chris, aces, but a lack of action here, perhaps.
Let's see what Alex does. I expect him to limp. Yeah.
Man, the Super Millions show, delivering high-stakes poker drama every single week. Last week, I was on the edge of my seat. In this final table, I thought we had such a good show last week. Maybe we're going to see a little drop-off, but credit to these players for being so creative, playing with such balls in certain situations. So raise and a fold. So we have Rodrigo, who's going to be driving the ship here mostly. 7 hands left in this level.
Yeah, it would be. So right now, sets busted. Ole busted for me. Who is your new favorite?
It's tough to. You know what? I'm going to say Chris Klondicke, dark horse here off the 35 big blind stack. Everyone in the chat is saying Vamos Brazil poker community, very passionate, very passionate.
Huge community.
Very big.
They are friendly. They are very nice when we cross each other during live events. It's Brazil is a big part of poker in the world. Maybe the second biggest after USA. Maybe the third after Canada. I don't know. But always great to cross them.
Canada's market is thriving for sure. But Brazil, I think they're at a different level. Bad news recently for Canadian poker players. Some new regulations coming in, barring Ontario.
Heard about it.
I have some words I could say on the subject, but I don't want to get that fired up about it. Come on, Canada. What's going on, dude? Let us play online poker. Anyway. A different conversation for a different day. We've seen this a lot. People really are finding these light raises versus the small blind limp.
Yeah, 5-deuce offsuits should be like, I guess, 50% raise. But obviously in Andres' shoes, is a randomizer, is always putting high numbers, always taking the aggressive option. So I'm not really surprised. And here can be a big pot. Look at that.
Yeah, what a turn card. You think after the 5-deuce checks, turns the open ender, that we're going to see some aggression here. Tuan just playing the king jack very slow, just call pre, check. He's got to love his hand. Does Andres go for it?
let's see. It will depend of Andras sizing, but against half pots, yeah, Juan can raise. He decides to snap call. Oh, wow.
The bad end of the straight comes in for the 5 deuce. Tuan has to hate this run out. They're going to check.
The thing is, when Juan limb call, his range is a lot of suited connectors and a hand like this. He can definitely have a 10. So I don't expect Andras to be too greedy about the sizing.
Gonna bet for value, but probably to the smaller size. Like you said, Tuan has a lot of 10s still in their range. Tuan's got to be very frustrated. Sure. He played his nutted hand very, very, very slow, and he sees this awful run out.
The thing is, some 10s are leading by themselves on the turn. If he has like Jack 10, for example, on the turn. So all the 10 he has is pair plus 10 mainly, or maybe ace 10 of suits, So yeah, let's see what Andras will choose as a sizing. But my bet is around 800K. He do 1.1.
1.1. Tough spot for Tuan.
Oh yeah.
And flop went check, check. Tuan check called the turn. Very ugly river card. With this size, I don't think Andras is going to use 2 pairs to this size.
So no, for sure.
You're just losing. You're just fearing the straight, fearing the 10x, fearing the 5x.
Maybe King 8 makes sense. Or yeah, even 9-8 makes sense, but I'm not sure he will bet on the turn 9-8. Right now, Juan doesn't have diamond, which it's better for a call. I'm very, I don't know. Andras will bluff this card on every single time it arrives. He has 50% of all the very bad suit like hand like Jack 3 of suit or hand like this. Andras is not the last to bluff. So without the diamond, yeah, I'm not surprised to see a call here.
Calls and gets the bad news. Andras, the light pre-flop raise, finds a pure run out there. And they have moved into second position. Very bad news for Tuan. Still 18 big blinds, still healthy.
Yeah, he's not dead at all. And once again, when you decide to play passive on the flop and on the turn, I think most of the time you have to call down against player as aggressive as Andras. So it's bad for Tuan, but I think he made the good choice.
5-handed poker action here. Again, first place prize, $475,000. Really enjoying the show here as, Tuan been a little tighter in some situations, I would say, but finds a nice little 3-bet bluff here. Gets the better hand to fold.
Yeah.
3 hands left in this level.
It's a position I expect players to bluff just a bit more pre-flop based on the fact that Rodrigo was on small blind. But Tran just 3-bets very quickly king queen. It's a bit surprising, but it's a good play.
Jason Parker says, hi, Kevin. Great show. Loving the guest commentators and the high-level analysis from Julien. Hey, yeah, I was unfamiliar with Julien before today. We did battle at the World Series one time and not disappointed. I really appreciate the breakdown you're giving here, Julien. Great job.
With pleasure. It's always super cool to share with the community. I always try to do it as much as possible, even if obviously we are spending so much time to grind and play ourselves. It's an amazing thing for me to watch this beautiful final table and watch all these super good players fight against each other. It's super good exercise.
Chip leader picks up a premium here. No action. Rodrigo really nearing that 10 million stack. His blinds go up 60K, 120.
Well, no players, they have to be tighter. They have to wait Tran to bust or double up. He has 16 big blinds, something like this. They cannot do whatever they want, and here will be a good. It will show that Chris cannot do cannot be too aggressive here. and Rodrigo might apply a lot of ICM pressure.
Once in a while, I mean, I've seen the numbers. I've looked at the data. There's a tiny piece of my brain that wonders if ICM is even a real thing.
Well, when you play against unlimited bankroll for
like whatever happened to the good old days where you just went for the win, you went for the W. 4th, 7th, 9th, it's all the same. It's runner up, baby. Play for the glory. Wow,
I agree with that, and I really, really, really agree with that. I think players, they lose a bit their competitiveness, and they're always thinking about EV and all this stuff. But in the other hand, you cannot shove 37 big blinds with ace-4 suited if you don't respect the game. You know what I mean? What I mean is, we see more and more plays who doesn't make any sense ICM wise, and just because players now are so rich, that they don't care, they just go for the W. At the same time, I feel like our way to study is so theory oriented that for some reason we just start to completely ignore ICM based on the fact that if you finish third or first, the money won't change your life, while winning a Super Millions is a huge life achievement in a poker career. So yeah, it's pretty much funny.
Absolutely. Razor from Rodrigo. Now, Alex just calls. Was wondering if Alex was going to shove it blind on blind. Decides to call and sees a top pair. And wouldn't be surprised if Rodrigo got aggressive on this board, just because from Alex's perspective, ace 10, ace jack, ace queen, ace king, these hands are just going to go in pre. Oh, wow. Small raise.
That's unexpected. Well, I think as a6 of diamond doesn't block any backdoor flush for Rodrigo, so why not? Rodrigo can be in a bad shape with hands like 4-6 of hurt or that kind of things right now. But yeah.
Okay, would have been if Alex just calls there, with maybe the 9-10 gets a little frisky, puts in another bet on the turn, or maybe even the river. But we will never know. A raise and a win. Chris Klondicki, good hand here in the big blind.
When you raise on the previous hand, you lose the opportunity that your opponent will just go for it. And I feel like a6 is just a bluff catcher against 3 streets, obviously. So, well, I think it's a thing GTO wise, but I don't really like it too much.
Love it. What up, Albert Gomez? Jordan always watches my streams, member of my community. What's up, Jordan? Good to see you. Says nice to see another one of these streams. Let's go, Chris. He's cheering for the Canadian. Has 2 7s. Huge hand here for Tuan.
All right, we'll go for it.
You're gonna see a limp, a shove, a fold. We're enjoying level 34 action. Does make me want to play the Super Millions during the show. It does make me want to get in there.
Yeah, I agree. You just want to be one of these men and play for $500,000. Oh,
tell me a check. I'm shocked. I can't believe he just checked versus small blind limp. What do you think, Julien?
I think that's the biggest mistake we saw since the beginning.
A blunder. Feels like a blunder. Far be it to me to criticize these players, but I just don't understand how you can check 2 7s versus a small blind limp.
Reason is simple. Is already the pot was very important for the stack size, even if Chris fold. And the second thing is you just have 7s. You need some protection. You need to apply money in the pot, put money in the pot as soon as possible. If you wait the flop, it's very likely that there is at least one card over your 7s, and if you wait the turn even more and river even more. So I feel like 7s is just the perfect hands to shove, and I really dislike the play.
I emphasize all those things. Well said. Can't think of a better hand to shove pre in that spot.
It's the best, basically.
Yeah,
it's really the best.
Yeah. Chris smashes this turn. Probably not going to see any more money go in from Andres from the big blind.
I agree. Yeah. Andres can apply some pressure because Chan is pretty much a short stack, but I think Chris used the best sizing, but didn't leave Andres the space to do whatever. So yeah, fold. And same thing here, because Rodrigo cover Andres, I expect Andres to be way more passive.
Ace-X versus Ace-X, blind on blind. Andres kind of has a bad seat here with Rodrigo to his left. Oh, wow. Wow. Trip sevens for the A7. Andres with the nuts, but Rodrigo with the nut flush draw. And a big stack. I'm setting that this could be deadly here. Yeah, I'm not surprised to see him raise 4-7-7 in a limp check pot. A little bit better for Rodrigo. Rodrigo has hands like 7 deuce off, 7-3 off. These hands Andrew slacks in their range. Oh wow, 4 sevens. That actually might slow down the nut flush draw a little bit.
Yeah, that's a very big bad beat for Andres.
Dude, I'm telling you, Julie, this is why the sevens are the GG nuts, man. It feels like there's 5 sevens in the deck. Like holy moly.
You said it right before. Pretty impressive.
Quads. That card actually does kill Andres's action massively, though.
Yeah, and in Andres' perspective, Rodrigo has some pairs, so I expect him to bet here. And well, let's see if Rodrigo find a call with SI. He can actually with this. He needs to be right so very, very few times to be okay with the call. I don't expect Rodrigo to fold SI. Especially Rodrigo will raise like hands like 5-6, 6-8, 4-8, 5-8, that kind of hands. And right now he has 8-I on the river. He cannot do anything. So with ace-high, I guess you just have to call and next.
Yeah, it's less than quarter pot. Thinking about it though, there's many cards that could have rolled off for absolute chaos. 7 of spades, bit of an action killer. Does Andres get the extra 240 here on the river from Rodrigo? No. Wow. We have a couple times, both you and me have been surprised on certain rivers. We just thought, oh, this is a spot where you just call and lose a bunch, but you also call and win a bunch. That was another spot where I'm, just escapes, minimal damage, saves 240,000.
Pretty impressive to be. It's impressive to see that. And
pair versus pair.
Here, like he flats, right?
Yep. Yeah. Raise, small blind flat could definitely be 3-betting a lot.
Yeah, you want to apply some pressure on Andres. I'm surprised about the flats, but we can, how we said earlier, it's just like the range of Rodrigo, the flatting range is so around the same cards. And I need to, just 1 second, I will need to mute myself.
Do your thing, man. Do your thing. Julien, bringing it. Bringing the analysis. So fun, man. I love, it's really cool to talk high level poker strat. Wow. 2x pot. That is, wow. Gets it through. That, I was expecting for check on the river. 5s come with the 2x pot. Forces the fold. My goodness, you missed a huge bluff there, Julien. That was something.
Oh, and I love bluff. I'm sad to miss it.
Rodrigo just like 2x potted his 5s like as a bluff and got the 8s to fold. Here we go. 2 very strong hands here as well. Ace-10 versus 6s. They might be a little more chill here just because Tuan is the short stack. Wow. Yeah. Here I'm all,
You can see the killing cards on the turn. You can picture it. Jack of like whatever club.
Chris Klondecki with bottom set here.
Yeah, Alex will check very often here and check call, obviously. Chris will put money in the pot. And surprisingly, I think Chris will check a lot this texture too. And I feel like when you bet, you have to just size up a bit.
There it is. The offsuit jack. Unbelievable turn card here. Nuts versus bottom set, blind on blind.
We're gonna see a lot of action here.
We are going to see chips in the middle. Not even the
Ale-
jack of hearts to like slow it down a little bit. It's the offsuit jack. You called it.
Alex doesn't have a spade or a heart, so he will, and obviously ace X of heart or ace X of spade is a lot of equity. So Alex will definitely apply some pressure, even if Chris chooses a very, very funny sizing here, who is a bit annoying for Alex because right now, yeah, it's very.
Oh!
Oh!
What a run out. The 6 of diamonds, quads versus the nut straight.
Oh yeah, and because of the sizing of Chris, Alex couldn't find the right sizing to raise on the turn, so he had to keep going and call. And now, yeah, Chris can be very greedy and shove.
Yeah, and Chris does not have kings, queens, or jacks in their range because of the pre-flop action. They do have king 6, queen 6, jack 6.
Which is like king 6 is only one side, only one combo, you know, of club.
Unbelievable run out. Pots it here.
Well, I could picture a shove more than a pot. A bit disappointed here, but I don't know how Alex can find a fold.
Yeah, I mean, it's either just a call here would be pretty wild considering how few full houses there are. I think Alex is just going to put it in. Again, king 6, queen 6, jack 6, and he just calls and avoids a bust out. A James Bond-esque run out there with the jack and the 6. That was pretty crazy as we see the action continue here. What a setup that was. My goodness.
Yeah. Wow. Huge hands.
Oh. Chris Klondicke.
We saw so many big hands during this final table, like close to every hand. They were all interesting. And
very interesting. Some great plays, you know, some punty action as well. My goodness. I mean, good job for Alex for not going broke there. It's just the sickest run out. Offsuit jack, river 6 is absolutely scripted.
I really feel like Chris should have gone all in. I feel like he lose some chips here, about 1 million, which is a lot. You know, when an opponent call here against pots, you would have called against 150% pots. You know, the hands who calls, which calls are exactly the same. Yeah, but obviously we can see the hands, so it's easier for us. But I feel Chris won't bluff too much here and doesn't have so many value hands. So, you know, in this configuration, I really prefer the shove.
Alex is the super short stack. So we see three stacks with a bunch of chips. Obviously, Rodrigo with the lead. Alex super short and Thuan short as well. Final 5 action here. My goodness. Jacks, limps.
Yeah, he has to. Yeah, and now we can see a shove. What do you think about it?
Yeah, do you just limp shove versus the raise? Just try to, you know, put it in pre if he has queens, kings, or ace. You know the chip leader is going to be overdoing it here massively. Would you just put it in here with the jacks?
Yeah, I would. Honestly, the next big blind is on Alex, so he will have maybe like 60% chance to bust or something like this. You don't want to play post flop with jacks. But yeah, again, his hand it was enough. But even if you make fold a hand like queen 10 suit, you are happy, you know.
Yeah,
you just like win the pot and play next hand.
And Andrus is such a beast. I sweat the high stakes stuff on the GGOs, load up the tournaments. He was in there. Feels like he just plays 7 days a week as well. You know, like
he is for sure. He's playing he's playing everything online and everything in live. It's super impressive.
Yeah. Chris Klondicke has had one of the best performances at this final table. Very impressed with his play so far. Alex on the mega short stack.
All players are played very well. And here in Alex shoes, you really want to defend a lot in big blind because it's so easy to realize your equity. What I mean is even if you have like 10 deuce of suits and you make a third pair with a deuce, even if the board is deuce, 6, 9, whatever, you can just like check shove. It's so easy. While obviously, if you have like 20 or 25 big blind, it's not at all what you want to do. So with such a short stack like this, I expect Alex to defend a lot in big blind.
Tuan finds it here off of 12 big blinds. And the table has to know how tight Tuan is open in here just because Alex is so short. Oh,
Yeah, this is why Rodrigo just flat ace
Yeah.
6 suit. And you can have some situation where Rodrigo flat, Alex shove, and Tuan has to fold a lot, like ace queen of suit and ends like this, based on the fact that Rodrigo can just rip up a lot and Tuan will have to fold.
Final 5 action here. Again, first place prize, $475,000. As the A6 does peel here.
Well, without backdoor flush, I feel like you can fold in a 3-way and call in a heads up situation.
Mm-hmm. Now the aces do check. Tricky.
Tricky. But Rodrigo will need to be like, it doesn't make sense. Like most of the time, like what kind of hands he can have, you know, 7s or 8 would apply pressure on Tuan. So let's say the best hand of Rodrigo is ace 5 suited. It doesn't make sense to bet on the turn. So, well, I'm not a big fan of Tuan check. Because Rodrigo won't bet by himself.
Tuan, a lot of people in the chat from Brazil cheering for Tuan.
And no, once you check on the turn, you have to check on the river, hoping that Rodrigo would just go crazy and try to kick you out from the pot based on the ICM. I would really hate the fact that he showed, yeah, this is a good check when you
does
check
find it. Does the trap on the river work? So tempting.
Yeah.
With Alex being short here, it's so tempting to put it in with ace-6 of diamonds.
Yeah. And it's just 1 million, you know, when you have 8s.
Mm-hmm.
He can find a shove here.
Rodrigo does go for it.
Well played.
Snap call. Very well played with the turn in river check. He got the max there. Tuan, vamos. Excellent, excellent, excellent deception on the river. Does get the bluff from the big stack. And that's bad news for Alex because his hope of laddering is very little now as he's down to, is that 4.5 big blinds?
Yeah, I think he will shove here.
Tuan, what a river check, yeah. Queen 8 puts it in. Bad timing. It's going to be live versus the ace-7 suited. Alex to survive, to double. Behind but live. Queens and 8s. It's a big start for the Queen 8.
Hurts.
It's always a sweat. 25%. Red or an ace? It is neither.
Oh, straight. Wait. Oh, straight against straight. I didn't see it.
Yes. Queen 8 does win as you pump faked me there, Julian. I was like, I think
did you see
wins.
It?
I knew that Chris needed an ace or a heart.
Yeah.
Straight versus straight as Alex has doubled. You tricked me there. I was like, I thought Queen 8 won, and then you straight. I was like, tricked me.
Yeah, I really thought he lost it. I saw the first straight with a 7, and then I saw the second straight with a queen. Yeah, I'm not used to watch, you know, the little helper on the side. Like, well, you have a jack and 9 to play, so used to try to see the outs by myself.
Wow, very interesting here. Limp. Rodrigo's been really consistent applying pressure from the big blind, and they have a hand that might bluff here. They have the gut shot, the 4 high, and Andres has a very strong hand here. This could be an interesting development. Andres with the king jack.
Use a big sizing to apply as much pressure as possible on the stack, which is not standard. without any ICM consideration. And this is a very
I think we're getting liftoff from the 4 deuce here. You know, how do we not commit with this exact hand?
I feel like you're right.
1.2 million. Here it comes.
Oh,
No.
check. Okay, so give up. And yeah, Andres should value bet season for sure.
Rodrigo, not interested.
Well, sometimes, Andres feel like Rodrigo will bluff too much on the flop and it's a 9 on the turn, and the 9 double. So you have like one guy who has like 11 big blinds. Being passive is good sometimes. So this is why you check, and yeah, why not?
And just like that, Andres, such a killer, is your new chip leader. Rodrigo was almost up to 10 million, was looking like they could potentially run away with this. But Andres is your chip leader now. This is all in and a call. Big flip here for Chris and Alex. 50-50. King 8 versus 7-7. Bad start for the 7s. Does look like the GG nuts might fall here. It does. Wow, we're still 5-handed here. Big double for Alex.
It's funny how the chips are moving around the table.
Yeah.
Going back over everywhere.
Short stack is, I mean, Tuan and Alex were both short. They have doubled, survived. Now things are a little closer now than they were 20 minutes ago. Rodrigo, Andres, Chris, all kind of, it feels like this is any horse race right now compared to what we felt 15 minutes ago. Blinds going up right away as well. Thank you guys for joining us on the Super Million Show. Great to have you. Yeah. Kind of surprised the 7s lost there. A rare loss for the 7s.
What happened? There is a
bet. I don't know. It's not a guarantee. King 5 here. Queen 6 of diamonds. Guys, smash that thumbs up button for me. We got 1,123 people watching. Great to see you. Also, feel free to come hang out every Tuesday. We got some nice guests lined up for the next couple weeks on the Super Million Show. I was loving Texas this week. I was in Texas. The weather was warm. The cash games were good. There for 3 days. I was going to stay longer, but hey, I'm the Super Million Show host. I had to come back to make the show.
So what did you enjoy the most in Texas?
The cash games, man, were so good.
I heard the 9 deuce hands or 9 3 hands.
Yeah.
You make me laugh about this.
Yeah. So the model that they're doing in Texas is they don't rake the pot.
So how do they finance themselves?
Yeah, so it's the Doug Polk, Brad Owen, Andrew Nemi. They just bought into this card room called the Lodge, and it's illegal to rake pots in Texas. So what happens is you sign up and you pay for a membership, and to sit in your seat costs $10 an hour. $10 an hour to play a high stakes cash game. So I played for 5.5 hours, cost me $55, and you don't lose any in rake. It's amazing because, like, in Canada, I like to play lots of pots. I like to get involved, and I get punished in rake because I VPIP a lot, right? This is set up. The nits get punished just as much as ever. The nits pay for time. The loose players pay for time, and every time you win a pot, you win 100% of it. It's such a satisfying feeling.
I need to tell you something. Do you know the rake live in France?
It's bad. I can only imagine, dude. It's horrible.
How bad is it, in your opinion?
Is it $10 a hand in France? Don't tell me it's like 15 or something.
It's 4% of the pot. Cap to 250 euros.
Wow.
Pre-flop rake.
What is tragedy? I feel like I want to barf. So if there's a huge pot, they'll rake 250 euros in one hand.
Yes, and so basically, you have like most of the tables where absolutely everybody is losing.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
No winner.
Yeah.
So people, they play for fun and they just enjoy the time. But obviously, the place is great and service is amazing. But rake is the worst in the world.
Horrible.
For sure.
That's why I was so impressed with their operation down in Texas, because Like they're providing a good game. They're obviously making a lot of money as operators, but they're like provide this amazing game. I was just so impressed.
That's cool. That's
Yeah, it
very
was
cool.
very fun.
I need to visit and to
Mhm.
play. And what was where the game there?
Yeah, I was just in Austin at the lodge. They had 1-2, 2-5, 5-10. They get 10-20, and then I think Doug plays 25-50, and they get big PLO games and stuff. So yeah, it was cool. Alex wins one blind on blind versus Chris. Inspired me a little bit, you know, got me thinking. It's like, what a great operation.
Yeah. So Alex who won another pot. It makes stacks going closer to each other again. Same situation as half an hour ago. Let's see how it goes.
Ooh, both players a little bit of connection on this board.
And a 10 is the magic card again.
Small bet. Chris not going anywhere.
For sure.
Gut shot. Backdoor flush draw.
I see so many people check raising that kind of hands in lower stack. I think it's a very big mistake. You prefer to have a hand like even ace 6 with the ace of diamond is way better, or ace 7 with the ace of diamond. You are in big blind, so you have so many hands. You need to pick them well. Jack 9 just have enough equity, so just check call.
Andres has the check mark here. Is Chris going to bluff this hand? I'm leaning towards no.
It can be tempting, but I would give up this one. And if he bets, he needs to use a small size to represent maybe a hand like ace 4, you know, or a 4. And yeah, he got basically snap call because I don't feel like his story was credible from Andres' perspective.
Bluff and snap. Man, Andres. It just feels like he's too powerful today, you know? He has the chip lead here. Andres Nemeth. Good luck to those of you guys that bet on him.
So much experience. Such a beast.
Yeah. Big one on the button for Chris here.
And you know, all the favorites from the beginning, like Ole, Seth, and Elio, they all busted, which, you know, give Andres a great opportunity.
Maybe it's time to rise to the top. Level 35 action here. Final 5 players. A lot of real life money on the line. We're enjoying our time here.
167K already for the 5th.
Yeah, guaranteed locked.
It's a lot of money.
Are you going to be playing in Los Angeles today? Is that your plan?
Yeah, so right after the final table, I will play the main LAPC, $10,000 buy-in.
10K buy-in today in LA.
Pretty much excited, you know.
Yeah.
Coming in USA is always an amazing feeling. I love North America, and tournaments are amazing. And we could see a check raise from Andres here.
Yeah, Andres check raises. Chris floats with the ace king, turns the strong top pair. Yeah, Andres is going to give it up on this turn. Realizes how good this ace is for Chris's range.
Well, I wasn't expecting Chris to bet his ace king or even ace queen, ace jack. It's a bit surprising. So I'm not sure if this ace help his range a lot. You know, it's help his range because he has hand like ace 5, ace 6, ace 10, and you know Andres would 3-bet ace queen, ace king, even ace jack suited. But I feel like Chris, you know, greeded a bit on the flop, betting ace king. I think he's betting maybe a bit too much here, and I think it's a great check from Andras once they arrive on the turn, and maybe he check raise on the flop because he knows that Chris will check raise too. He will continuation bet too much on the flop, and once he call, you know, he just give up. It's a very interesting hands, who is not standard but shows that they know each other pretty much well, and well, ace king.
I love how standard. I can't replicate. Yeah, I love how you say that word.
Standard.
Yeah.
How should I say? What should I say?
No. It's just the accent just works so well with it.
Tell me.
It's standard. But the way you say the way you say it is way better.
Standard.
Sounds way more pizzazz on it. Back-to-back ace kings for Chris here. Wow, Rodrigo had queen six of hearts out of the big blind, decided to fold, would have had the mega nuts here. Has 2 4s, currently the best hand.
And once again, small blind flat with a pocket pair, it's it's always same kind of hands. And it's very interesting for people to watch this. And this is the strengthness to see a final table with whole cards. It's just to show that kind of things.
Yeah.
Like people who flat in small blinds, they basically have ace, jack of suit, king, queen suited, pocket 4, pocket 5, pocket 6, or pocket 7 every time.
Pocket 4s, that worked out really well. Andres got a small bet in on the turn. Got the cheap showdown. 7.5 million now. Yeah, you guys, we're not going to put up with politics in the chat. There's lots of places on the internet you can go discuss politics. Not here.
Twitter.
Go on Twitter. Get out your aggression. Go find a Facebook page.
Good luck.
to share your views. Yeah, no politics here. Chip leader, Jack 5 suited, definitely. Once you open up the lead, these hands can slip into your range a little bit more.
Yeah, no, Andres has kind of a large chip lead, 1.2 million. I expect him to be very aggressive from now and put as much pressure as possible on absolutely everybody. Maybe it will be a bit tighter against Rodrigo based on the fact that he still have 50 bigs plus. But yeah, I feel like Andres really loved this situation, and he will do everything possible to keep the 4 of them alive and grind them up.
875,000. It's coming. On this turn, I think it's coming. Large bet. Pressure. Interesting, though. Hey, that's a pretty good read. I said 870.
Nice read.
I said 875. He comes with 910. He has the double gut shot and the flush draw.
But what happened here, Kevin, if you get check raise?
Hey, you can't live your life in fear of getting check raised.
That's true.
No, that was honestly, that was one of the main lessons I had right away was like, you don't want to bet fold equity on the turn, of course. But yeah, what would you do if you got check raised there?
Well, if you bet with all this equity, you cannot fold.
Yeah.
Which sucks a lot. This is why without ICM right here, I'm not sure you should bet or use this sizing. Because, bet calling with Jack High is never good, even if you're playing like 35-40% of cards in the deck. But yeah, ICM wise, you have to apply as much pressure as possible on the mid and small stacks.
Chris finds the kings here, goes for a small raise.
Chris had so many premium today. Wow.
3-bet bluffs. I actually like this. I like this hand choice, but it's just not going to work. Chris has the nuts, but you can't fault the play here. I think this is a good 3-bet bluff.
I agree, but right now Chris can slow play. You can slow play aces or kings here and just flats.
In this spot, puts it in. I thought Chris might have gone for the slow play there. Against the polarized 3-betting range. Nice try there from Tuan. Gets rewarded with the jacks the next hand.
I like it. I like the play, and you were right about it. I feel like you cannot just be passive, and Tuan was pretty tight until now. So, Chris would be in a very bad shape with like ace-10 offsuit and that kind of thing. So I really, really like it. Small blind against big blinds. Once again, we said it like 10 times maybe during this show, but while our range are so wild and loose, that if you apply pressure on your opponent, you're gonna win a lot of pots.
All in coming from Tuan. That puts half a stack in. Essentially the same thing. Kind of a nasty spot here with the king queen suited. If Tuan was maybe a little bit shorter, but calling off your chips here, just one of those like side folds, right? Frustrating, but we're gonna muck it.
Yeah, 22 bigs. You still have a decent stack. Well, it's another big decision for him. He had few of them, Alex, today. Well, boss way, I guess. King Queen is a standard. I tried to say it like you.
Standard. Don't change it, man. It's so beautiful how you say it. It's so good.
Hands to play in this spot, but Juan was so tight, and he just 3-bet fold the hand right, the previous hand. So yeah, Alex was a bit tighter and was probably right. We saw jacks on Juan, but he could have like ace queen, ace king.
Yeah. So previously we saw Andres limping a lot in the small blind. I think we're going to see him start to raise now in the small blind, and there it is. Just because they have the chip lead, that's when you start playing a more aggressive raise first in strategy from the small blind. So not surprised to see Andres switch it up there. And I mean, the other players just have to get ready for a lot of pressure from Andres. Every single hand it's coming.
And Andres missed absolutely 0 spots. He is like really going for it.
Yeah, like Jack 7 suited, he's just such an exciting open for him. I know he's excited about it. Here it comes. There it is. Alex going to defend from the big blind.
For sure. I see no reason to 3-bet. And we have such a great hand. We want to keep Andres bluff. And
Andres is going to win another pot here. It's a board that favors his range.
Wait a bit. Alex won't fold here.
Declaring him the victor.
He won't fold here. And because you have the queen of diamond, which is a backdoor flush, he would fold without the queen of diamond. Wow. Okay, so never mind. You can say that Andres win. It's a tighter, so basically it's a tight fold from Alex, but he knows that anyway Andres will just like bet, and it will be hard to realize his equity anyway. So I once again like the play. It wasn't my first thought, but it makes a lot of sense, and I like it.
Oh, so Chris flops a pretty good top pair here. Now against Tuan, that's the one player you're thinking maybe their range is weighted a little more to overpairs, but it's just going to be interesting because 700K in the middle. Chris flops pretty strong here. We'll have to see. I mean, I assume the C-bet's coming in.
I don't see how Chris will go out of this. He needs a miracle.
Smaller C-bet here with the 2 jacks.
Yeah, Chris can definitely check raise, and this is one of the cards who can save Chris.
Yeah, the 6 slides in. Historically, a card that's going to favor the big blind range a little bit more here.
What do you think about leading?
Yeah, lead. Let's go. Third, lead. Absolutely.
I like it.
I love it. With a lot of hands here, it's just like the lead has to be super good. No, I think it's going to go check on this river.
Yep.
Chris has like too strong of a hand to bluff.
I agree. And Chan is just happy to check down right now. I don't lose these spots. Yeah, Chris, he will lead his 8x and, you know, spade. So,
wow.
That's,
wow. He puts it in with the queen 7. That is a shocking, and it might work. It might get the jacks to fold.
I wasn't expecting this at all. I think queen 7 is maybe the worst hand to bet here because we are not bluffing, we are not valuing. Well, we're gonna find a fold, I guess. So if this bluff works, we ask Chris if he bluffed or not.
Yeah, it's such a surprising, but I mean, I think the jacks are just going to side fold here. There it is.
Without the jack of club, what a genius play.
Hey, Queen 7 getting the job done there. My goodness. Did not expect that river shove to come in. Chris pulling the trigger once again in a spot and finding a successful result. And here we see Andres really start to open it up. It's not going to work here. East Jack of clubs is just going to rip it.
But it's not a bad news from Andras. I mean, when Chuan win this spot, because he keeps him alive, his stack size is bigger. And from Andras' perspective, Chuan is on his right, but from all other stacks, Chuan is on their left, you know, so they cannot open too wild. I think it's like a dream situation for
Does Andres lead here, perhaps? No, does not.
With this stack size, I feel like to apply more pressure, it's better to check raise than have a leading range. And I feel like if Rodrigo bets, Andres would just fold.
Good point.
But now,
that was an unbelievable hand from the Queen 7 of diamonds. Just found victory in a very surprising way.
Wow, yeah, Chris is really he has a lot of good timings tonight, and he did some interesting, but always the perfect choice or close to always. Well played.
It'd be sweet. I mean, if we could get Chris on the line, I would just love to talk to him. Did he just like? He's like, I'm going to make an overpair fold and I'm going to go for it. I wonder what his thought process was.
Yeah, for sure. I was a bit joking when I told you, well, we should ask if he was bluffing or valuing. Obviously, he was bluffing. He knew that Chuan had an overpair, but I just in case wouldn't choose this hand based on the fact that Chuan could have hands like 9-7, you know, 10-7, Jack-7, etc. But yeah, he thought that Chuan had overpair, and he made a very, very, very good bluff after all. No, Chuan, do you think Chuan would have folded if he had the jack of club?
I think so. Yeah, I think a lot of his hands are just going to hit the muck there the way that he has played. It would have been a little bit closer, but I think he would have folded even with a club. As Andres has
a great bluff.
Yeah, it's a fantastic bluff. It was really, 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 really well done. It feels like it's all going Andres's way here. He picks up the ace king there. I mean, he's going to be V-pipping every single hand here. Ace 5 open, of course. As especially Chris and Rodrigo have to be really conservative here. Juan and Alex have been riding the short stack for a while. And yeah, I mean, I think we're just going to see the small bet here from Andres, and he's starting to pick them apart. Small pot, small pot, small pot.
Yeah, very hard for Chris to keep going here.
He does keep going though.
Andres will apply a lot of pressure on every street, and a bit why Alex folded earlier Jack Queen with the Queen of Diamond is based on the fact that, yeah, Andres would just bet. So here, King is obviously the worst card because basically Chris here have 7, 6s, hands like this, and they want to bluff on the river. Andres now has a perfect bluff catching and no more a bluff himself.
Yeah.
So he wants to check, but if it was any other turn except a King or an 8, even an 8, I think he would just bluff.
Wow, this is an interesting river spot. This hand went down a path I did not expect it to go, which has happened a few times today. Okay, bet call. And they're going to chop it up. Andres! I mean, playing well.
Beasts.
Beast is an understatement. My God.
And he is here forever. Andres was here for
is he
here for 10 years.
Beasting forever.
Yeah. I think he's like right now 35, or you know, same kind of guy. So mature, and so much experience, and such great players.
Queen Jack suited. There's all of it. King Queen cannot call, even though we can see King Queen had the Queen Jack in bad shape. Lines are up. Key level here. Got to give credit to Alex for surviving this final table and the way he has played. You know, I mean,
Alex played perfectly.
Yeah, really sharp.
He's,
Tuan.
he's one of the guy always there, always playing every day, grinding, really impressive.
So Chris raises. Chris cannot love this. Tuan only has 9 big blinds, but we can see it's a flip, but very close spot here, I think, with the 5s.
Well, if you open this hand, you have to call right now, even pocket deuce. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, you have to go for it.
Doesn't go for it. Deb says Nick Schulman would be a great guest. I would love to have Nick Schulman on. I want Barry Greenstein, Phil Locke, Jennifer Tilley, Gabe Kaplan, Norman Chad, Phil Ivey, Dan Blazarian. These are the people I want on the Super Million show. Great find here from Alex. Ace 4 offsuit going to be shoving over the wide open. Printing some EV there. Any more French superstars we should have on the show, Julian? Who's a couple?
Bring Elke.
Elke, of course. So sick.
Bring Elke, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you have some great player, French player, but the thing is, our English is not the best to make it entertaining. So, well, I don't have any good suggestion. It's a bit the same with the Russian community. So many great Russian players, but you know, English is not the best thing for us. Like when you take some Germans or you know Portuguese or like they speak perfect English. It's really impressive. You feel like for a foreigner, you feel like they are English themselves or American. When I'm saying English, I'm speaking about English speaker. And when you take like Italian, Spanish, you know, French, it's always just a bit. It's always harder to make it as fun as if you had a you know, a Nick Schulman or an American.
Wow. I thought a little bit of spice could happen here, but it went check based on that run out. It's king, queen. It chops with king 8. Chris Klondicki. Really have enjoyed his play so far at this final table.
Yeah, just pocket 6 when he had quads. He could have shoved, but he took so many great decisions.
Doyle Brunson, get Doyle Brunson on the show. Hey, I would lose my mind if we got Doyle Brunson on the show, but I think that would be a tough sell. Hey, Doyle, come on our Super Million show. We'll get you on Zoom. Just feel like he's got other priorities in his life right now. All-time legend of the game. Okay, Jack here for Chris. How's he going to play versus this open?
Well, 3-bet sized. It seems the only play.
3-bet not all in?
Yeah, like 1 million, something like this. 800 to 1.2.
He just piles.
I think this is a good play too.
Yeah, I was thinking that was an option that the shove might come in.
The thing is here, Rodrigo won't call hands like 8s. Maybe he will call 9s plus. Well, you know, if you leave space for hands like pocket 6 or ace-5 suited to shove, you always win some equity, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, you will never 3-bet fold that kind of hand. So I understand you need some protection with jacks. You are happy to make fold hands like king jack suited or king queen suited, but and king queen should be a call most of the time. But well, at this stage of the tournament, you also want to go for a W, and you want to be a bit more greedy and try to do some trap and things like this.
Alex is going to check this one back here versus the chip leader. And as those words leave my mouth, confidently, he just decides to bet and win.
It's always like this. But
I've made some great reads as like the show host or whatever, but I've also just completely whiffed so many times.
It's okay, you know. We are always trying to be as accurate as possible, but they are playing and we cannot be in their heads. But Alex bet here because he wanted to just call if Andras check raise. He just think, well, ace 10 is way enough against this guy on jack 10-4 because he's so aggressive that, I have ace 10, but I could have king jack is the same thing.
With how wide the chip leader is opening here, yeah, I was not surprised to see Rodrigo take the spot with ace 10 of diamonds very quickly. I'll tell you what, Andres was bossing it up here, and they've just had their last 3 or 4 opens have not gotten through. So they have lost a little bit of their power. I mean, shout out to Alex, as they were down to 600K not too long ago. Basically tied for second position now. 10-8, pair, gut shot, and a club. Ace queen of spades hates this board, of course.
Well, he still decides to bet, which is a bit surprising. And now 10-8 has a very, very easy hands to play. Do you think Rodrigo will still bet? I feel like he will check back, huh? Yeah.
Checks back. 2 pair slides in for Chris.
Yeah, I think Alex is speaking about the fact that he doesn't have any more time bank. And he said something like, well, not for myself, just stop thinking that long next time.
Yeah, I mean, last week's show, the 2 people who got heads up were both out of time bank, and the heads up they couldn't take any time with their decisions. Played a big role in a couple hands. Yeah, they were both on their critical time bank. So you guys see how every player has an amount of time above their head? At the GG final tables, it's a chess clock situation. Once you run out of time, you're out. You're out of the tournament. You bust. No, you still get to play, of course, but you just get 5 seconds per decision. Can you imagine? You're out of time. You just you take your chips out of play.
That's very funny.
Just like
they are playing for $500,000 and they have like 5-second decision. Blitz poker.
I'm always obsessed with the idea of like how to make poker. I'm a content creator. I'm always thinking how can I create poker content that captures the average viewer, where poker might be so niche for them they don't really understand what's going on, right? So I'm always thinking about that. And one thing I always come back to is pace of play, and like especially for broadcasts, especially for live poker, like the pace of play I think is always a battle, and it makes it a less interesting viewer sport. Basically, kids have Fortnite, they got their Minecraft, where there's so much stimulation every couple of seconds. It's like, how do we capture those up and coming young players? But anyway, it's just a little look into my brain here as King 8 has the best of it.
Yeah, it's pretty hard in live. They put shot clock, which helps a bit. But the thing is, when you're a player, and right now you have like 40 seconds per decision or 30 seconds per decision with like 4 or 5 time banks, sometimes it's not enough for your whole tournament. So, and at the same time, I understand that it's so annoying to see someone wait 1 minute to fold 8 deuce of suits.
Yeah.
So I feel like the right answer is like every time someone goes against the spirit of the game, you can have like a yellow card or maybe something like this. And well, I know it will be hard and very arbitrary to do it, but I feel like if we short the shot clock, it will be too short.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's such an hard game. It's so hard. You need to think about everything. At 30 seconds, it seems really
very important.
Yeah. At the same time, 30 seconds when you watch it in live, it's so long. It's so annoying.
Hey, credit, I gotta pat myself on the back. I caught the the yellow card reference in my North American sports. We have the penalty box for hockey, we have the flag in football, we have the whistle in basketball. The card is I love how in soccer, if someone breaks the rules, they get shown a little piece of paper.
Don't do it again. This is your last warning.
The beautiful game of football.
Yeah. What is in Canada? What is the more famous sport between hockey and football? I mean soccer. I will call soccer to describe
Yeah,
real
no.
football.
Yeah, soccer is not big here. It's hockey. Hockey is our sport, and curling. We're a very passionate country when it comes to the curling. There's a great shove here from Andres. Good pot pickup. Are you familiar with? Have you ever curled, Julien?
I never curled, but guess what? It was Olympic Games, like you know.
Yeah.
And I love curling. Every time I'm so excited to watch Winter Olympic Games, just to watch curling and short track. You know, the guys are like so fast. And I think it's so strategic, so passionating. I really, really love the sport.
Oh, so Andres has been applying pressure here with the chip lead. Decides to min raise here. Rodrigo is, I think, going to slam this. Now, there are a couple short stacks, but 22 big blinds versus a wide open. Shout out to Rodrigo, has not been afraid to find reshoves, even with shorter stacks.
And we can see that more and more people, they start to disrespect Andreas and start to shove wilder. And this is a great adaptation. And it's a very good place from players.
Chris, another one of these spots, could just rip it.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Andreas is opening like 100% that last 15 hands or so. And it can be very frustrating for Andreas because right here you always have the thought, well, maybe they just have ace-4 suited and they just like abuse the situation. But when you're gonna watch the replay, if he does, you will see that they had real hands every time. And we're gonna see an all-in and call at some point.
There's the shove. Ace jack suited. Yeah, fives are going to go for it here. Big flip for the short stack. Tuan looking for aces, jacks, spades. Not a good start. Chip leader is holding. No additional outs. 6 outs for the Brazilian players. Is it an ace or a jack? It is not. Nope. Big flip for the chip leader. GG, and we are down to 4. And it is Andres's world right now. Here is our player profile. Tuan Naves. Really good showing. Really good showing. GGPoker winnings, 3 million. Vamos, Brazil. Very good game. Very good game. A great result at the Super Millions. Now, this will be a fun 4-handed battle to watch. Andres has a nice open here. It's Rodrigo.
It's a bit complicated because here Alex has 13 big Bs, even less, 12 and a half. He doesn't want to bust now. So yes, Andreas open like a lot. At the same time, I'm not really surprised about it. You really don't want to finish 4th right now when Alex has half of your stack size. But I still think there is something interesting. I still think that ace-10 or ace-jack is a better shove than like pocket 7 or pocket 9, based on the fact that you block hands who are going to call you, you know?
Yep.
So, well, that was in the other hand. You always have like in one hand and in the other one. It's a funny game.
Small bet from Andres. Now, ace-10 of diamonds peels the flop. No backdoor flush draw. Goes for the check, and 8s are good. And just going to block here out of position, 25% pot.
Well, I think he can even use a larger sizing based on the fact that, you know, Rodrigo has a range composed of suited connectors or and like this. Yeah, I'm not really surprised about this.
Good call.
Even if, yeah, I mean, it's half pot, so it was between us. I mean, the middle of us. But, you know, he can have hands like ace-4, ace-5 suited, hands like this. So this is why you really want to target that kind of hands. And if you use like even 1.2, 1.3 million, you can win a bit more. Anyway, like pockets, you know, if he has like, I don't know, ace-9, he will call you, whatever is the sizing. So it doesn't really matter.
Ace-10 here, thinking about a hero. Rodrigo trying to think, does he have like 10-7 suited, queen jack off, jack 10 off? Ace-10 facing the half pot. Andres gets value here. It's going to be really, really tough to stop him. Going to be tough to stop him regardless. If he gets an extra million here from Rodrigo with the eights.
Yeah, and it's a disaster for Rodrigo to go back to 2.9 million. I feel like he has to fold here. And it's okay, you know.
Does hero call incorrectly.
Ah.
And Andres gets the maximum. Excellent play. Just felt like he knew where he was at the entire time. His sizings were perfect. And you can see he is more than all the other stacks combined by a big margin now. 12 million.
Yeah, and it's a perfect scenario for him. Rodrigo and Alex has the same stack size, so Chris has to be super, super tight. Yeah, it's such a dream situation. And just to speak about the previous hand, Rodrigo, we can understand why he called with ace-10. Andreas like open everything. You know, he can have like whatever, jack queen of suit, whatever. So unlucky for him. I still feel like because he got down to Alex stack size, he should find a fold. But well, I really understand.
Andres Ameth. Flop's best here. Thought we might have seen some pre-flop pressure with the ace-5 of clubs, but just goes for the call. Ooh, faces a big size from Chris.
Yeah, I feel like there is a strategy mistake from Chris here, because well, first, yeah, you just need to be tight here. You cannot. I feel like using a big size is another blunder. How you call it? Blunder? Blunder? You know, like you make a big mistake.
Blunder.
Blunder.
Oh no, it said blunder.
Blunder.
But you can put some emphasis on it. It's more of a chess reference than a poker reference. But
when it's red on chess.com, right? When you
it's like, wow, you really messed up here, man. That's what it means when you get the blunder. It's like, wow, what a terrible play.
Yeah, you have like mistake, and then bigger than a mistake is a blunder. Like
I use DTO a lot. Shout out to all the guys from DTO. Unbelievable poker app. If you guys ever want to, use a poker app to practice your game, DTO is just an amazing product. And if you mess up really badly, they tell you have a blunder there as well. So I've seen that screen many times, unfortunately.
It's not unfortunately. It's nice because you're learning.
Yeah.
If you were playing perfectly, it's bad. You're always happy to open the app and make mistakes.
Andres really opening it up here. Size to check back to queen 3.
Well, he feel like he's going to get check raise a lot on this texture. And the three other opponents are great players. They see that he's opening every hand. They don't want to. They also want to win this final table. So they're gonna fight a bit, and that kind of flop is one of them. So I like the check back. Sometimes,
Just great final table pressure being shown here from Andres. You get this stack, real life money on the line. This is how you play it. I'm on a bit of a clinic here. And Chris is the one that is incentivized to play the smallest pots. Yeah, well, great shove. Just going to pick up more chips. The Andres train is rolling right now, Julien. He's rolling.
It's a masterclass. He's playing amazing. He really plays well.
This is going to be a shove and a win. 14 million for the first time. Can anyone rally? But right now, the chip distribution is so in their favor, Andres's favor. Like the other guys, want to win, of course, but their priority has to be getting ladders and ideally getting heads up with Andres.
And here, once again, I really hate the Chris Open. He has the 2 short stack in blind, and he has the big stack in button. So what he wants to do is fold, because you leave first the big stack to apply pressure on the 2 shortest stack. And the second thing is, well, he can be blind against blind, and like at 11 and 14 big blinds, one of them will die, basically, So you really want to leave this situation happen. You really want to open very tight on jack queen of suits is a bit to lose, I guess.
Great breakdown, Andres. He's just gonna win another pot here. He's a winner. glowing. You can feel the strength radiating from his position at the table. This is a classic walk spot here.
And
Wow.
Alex has 2 seconds left.
Yeah.
That's so funny. They are playing for 500k.
Yeah.
He has to, auto click,
Mhm. Pressure nearing 15 million. Wow. Just over, like, I think it's 21 million in play. It's going to be a shove. Any 2 spot. He doesn't even have to look at his cards to shove there.
Yeah.
The other players are holding on for dear life. Okay. Rodrigo's going to get a good double spot here. He's going to put it in. See the good news that he's not only has the best hand, he is actively dominating the King Jack of Diamonds.
It would be
Sweat
hard
on the turn? No. The other players hate that, by the way. To see Rodrigo double is not what Chris or Alex wants. 'Tis but a flesh wound for Andres, though.
He can open shove here.
Yeah, he's getting really good open shove spots. Min raise obviously acceptable as well.
They didn't show much resistance. Do we say that?
Go.
Resistance?
Yeah. Top 4. All these players guaranteed 217,000.
I come
But
back.
you can see real life big jumps. Blinds are up. Julian's going to step out for a moment. No problem. Now Rodrigo shoves. Good fold by Andres with the ace-9 suited. Incredibly strong hand four-handed. Just bows out of the situation, though. And now Alex with the short stack does take it. He's going to pick up some valuable chips. Right now, these 3 short stacks are in a war to ladder. Difference between 4th, 3rd, 2nd, a lot of money. I mean, we just saw the real life pay jumps. Okay. Andres folds the 3-7 on the button. I was wondering how wild he was going to get. He has still the smallest amount of standards on the button. Folds the 3-7. Loving this final table action. Hope you guys have been enjoying this as well. Come hang out every Tuesday as we're watching the conclusion here unfold. Please go hit the thumbs up button. Takes 2 seconds. That would be really nice of you guys. GG team and me and our guests, we're working hard to bring you guys the best free poker content possible. You guys support the content, watch the show, hit the thumbs up button. Just gives us the green light to continue to expand the show. Okay. King 7 versus Ace 4. Does just shove. I think Ace 4 has to fold here.
Yeah, you are the second stack.
Yeah. What's the worst suited ace you call? Ace 10 suited?
No, I guess you can be lower, but like Ace 8 maybe.
Oh, this is going to be a shove. And
call.
Alex is going to call with the best of it. King 4 suited. Still a lot of equity here. Wow, that's a set.
Queen?
He's live. Queen. Big river card here. No. Hey, Andres, See, when I do that on my stream, Julian, when I shove the suited king in the ICM spot, get called by the 9s, everyone says, you're the worst. You're the worst player ever.
If you start to read the chat and play, that's not good.
People can't comprehend that like shoving's a good thing in poker. And every time it's like anyway, that's there's a couple of things that I've learned as a wow, this is bad news for Chris. Chris is going to shove.
Yeah.
And obviously it runs into a horrible hand. Andres, Ace King, Ace 5. Doesn't get much better than this pre-flop in No Limit Hold'em. Deuces come in as an out for Chris.
No spade.
It's thin. And that is a GG.
Well, Chris played well.
Yeah. Get the GGs in the chat. Chris Klondicki, 4th place. Very good performance. A little unlucky at the end here, not to get rank up a couple more spots. There he goes. One of Canadians' finest. GG Poker winnings, 3 million plus. Great showing for Chris Klondicki. GG, sir.
For everybody who are not familiar with ICM and things like this, and who would try to learn, just rewatch this final table. Andres apply everything very, very well. It's such a beauty, and to reward him, I really hope that he will win, even if Alex played amazing too. It was really impressive to watch.
Wow, this could be an interesting spot. Now, Alex limp calls the king deuce, flops top pair.
And he has 1 second to act. So he has 5 seconds plus 1, right?
Yeah. So once you always get 5 seconds of emergency time. So he still has 1 second in the bank here. Once that expires, you'll see a red number pop up indicating 5 seconds.
And here Andres will go for it. I don't see any reason to slow down the action here, and Alex will be in difficult spots.
Very tough spot here. Wow, just puts it in.
Yeah, he wants to deny equity. Everything has a bit of equity. 1 club, 1 jack, 1 queen. I actually really like the play, and we don't see that often that confidence, to be ahead with king and no kicker on such a wet board. But that's very good play to deny Andres equity.
Alex forming a bit of a resistance here. Not that far behind Andres right now.
2 of them played. Great, such a great poker.
Kevin, say hello to Brazil. Vamos. Yeah, I got a lot of love for Brazil. Oof, oh, this is I mean, just horrible timing from Rodrigo. 3-handed, ace queen suited isn't the best hand. That does not feel fair.
Yeah.
He's gonna snap it in and see the bad news. Are we heads up between Alex and Andres? We'll have to see. It's looking bad for ace queen of hearts. No additional outs. How many times have we gone into the river with the queen being the only out?
I don't know, but a lot.
Wow, and Rodrigo, GG. Last Brazilian player busts in 3rd place. There you go. Great showing from them as well. 3rd place in the Super Millions. Very impressive. Very, very, very impressive. Guess what? It ends up Alex versus Andres. We're heads up for the title, the glory. Both these players have locked up 366. We're playing about 100K heads up match, 110,000 about.
And both of them played amazing tonight. Really, really great poker. So it's kind of fair. And Alex took the lead, huh?
Alex has taken the lead. Andres was rocking the chip lead for a long time. Kind of feels like these two, had the best performances today. Here we go. Let's rumble for all the money. 5-3. 5 high bluffing. Sniped by the deuce. We're going to see a war between these two here, I think.
Oh, yeah. They have a lot of big blinds.
How's your heads up game, Julien?
Well, I was a heads up specialist at the beginning of my career.
Nice.
Which was years and years ago. No, if you put me in the middle of this, I get destroyed. Every year, I'm trying the 10K heads up during the World Series. Even this year was a 25K. And this is a tournament I play like 8 times and busted before the bubble every single time.
Oh, no.
So I'm figuring out that, I'm probably just bad. And, so this is my answer. My heads up game is not, it's a losing game so far.
I imagine. I feel like it just depends that, like, the nice little 3-bet bluff from the 4-3. If it depends on who you get heads up with. I feel like if I get an average person that plays in the tournaments I'm in, like, normally I can do pretty well. But if anyone's like really good, they usually stomp me pretty hard. Just a tricky little game up. Big flop for the 6-10 offsuit. What do you guys got in the YouTube chat? You got Andres, or do you got Alex? Alex was down to just a couple of big blinds. Showed some real big heart with the hero call against Elio Fox earlier. Yeah, Queen 9 not going to go anywhere with the backdoors. And wow, Queen 9 turns a double gut shot. 10-6 is the 2 pair, and very interesting hand here. Biggest pot of the heads up so far.
Very interesting check on Alex. He's representing 7-8, 9-8 when he's checking right now. And I'm not sure about the entire play from both players. I'm not sure Andres should have bet on this flop with his specific hands. Player, they see bet way too much in heads up compared to regular hands with tighter ranges. And this is one of the perfect illustration. Anyway, I feel like I don't know why Andres is tanking, but it's probably for a raise.
Yeah, it's definitely going to bluff.
Oh, and the
Snapped
snap
off.
goal.
So sick. That little blocker bet with the 10-6 induced the bluff raise. Gets snapped. Alex, what a comeback. Is sitting on the edge of victory here after it looked like it was Andres's tournament to lose. Don't count Andres out, though. They still got 20 big blinds, but that was a massive shift here, heads up, at the Super Millions final table. Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, the 10-6, check the turn, small bet, induce that bluff.
Its check turn was pretty interesting. And the induce was very smart too. He knows that Andres is very aggressive. So, well, he had a plan and it works. So that was a great hands. And a big hand, huh? No, he's
yeah, two
he's
pretty
favorite.
Big hands here. Queen Jack versus nines. Nines holding on this flop. I do really appreciate watching these guys play heads up. Wow, good turn for Andres. Heads up is an area of my game that I want to continually improve at. Just when you're an MTT player, you don't get heads up that often, but when you do, if you have a good heads up game, you're just going to print so much EV against people who don't practice heads up.
Yeah, exactly. That's a big thing. Is you don't play often heads up, but every time you play is for such a big amount of money. Wow. Okay.
These guys are legends. Nines bluff. Andres beats him in the pot with third pair correctly, and he has answered in a big way. Back up to 33 big blinds for Andres.
So you have no time to lose. It's very hard to follow the action.
Yeah, they're firing fast. Ace Jack of spades. Looks like he's going to check that one. 9-5, the best of it. Weak third pair.
Well, there is such a dynamic. You know, Andres could have considered a bet because they are like hero calling each other so much. Try to induce.
And they're back to even. They're back to even. Yeah, unbelievable. A couple haymakers back and forth.
Exactly even. I mean, 1 million difference, which is 3 blinds.
Andrew's going to 3-bet this. I just have a sense that the 3-bet's coming with Queen 5 off.
Oh yeah,
I got the read, dude. I got the read.
Great call. Well, Queen 5 of suit is not a good hand to 3-bet.
I sensed it coming. I did. Oh,
do you see what I'm seeing?
Wow, this could be big.
Oh my God, Andres.
Andres could back shove very easily here. Versus okay. Ooh,
okay.
He could have put it in.
Yeah, I was thinking that at the beginning.
Now a big flop for the ace 5 here. Alex has the birds. Aces heads up.
Andres will go nowhere with ace 5. Even against Alex and bets another bet.
Yeah, definitely going to be calling the turn here unless he makes a godlike fold.
No, there is like some hands like Queen 10, King 10 who continue to bluff. Diamond. The ace of diamond is okay to have because Alex won't bluff any ace of diamond anyway. So yeah, I'm not surprised.
All of it.
Call on the turn.
All of it.
Now,
if Andres heroes, it's over.
Oh my God, what a decision.
This could be it. Aces have gone all the way for value on the verge of victory in the Super Millions. Alex.
You can have 10-8. Well, so many bluff actually. You can have like a 7 plus diamond, 8 plus diamond. It will be hard to fall for Andres, to be honest. He needs to be right 25% of the time. Wow.
We play on. We play on. A good fold from Andres. Keeps his hopes alive with 15 big blinds. Gotta love this action, guys.
So now Andreas has what, 15 bigs?
15 BBs, yeah.
Well, I expect Alex to limp way more.
Good little value from the fourth pair with Queen 4 there. Andres is short. Andres is short in a big way. Alex can taste the title.
The money is in the middle of the table.
The glory. I mean, this is a sick tournament to win.
Oh yeah, this is the most beautiful online, I guess. On a regular basic, I'm not speaking about the series. Super Millions.
This raise is not going to work. Key punt for Andres.
Wow.
Feels like
call.
this is all of it. Yeah. Ace-6 versus Ace-4. Ace-6 wins. A lot of chop possibilities here. Wow. A 4. Dead to the 6.
Okay. First double up.
Ace-4. You're thinking there's going to be a lot of chops. The 4 makes an appearance. Just like that, Andres back to 30 bigs plus. What a heads-up battle.
And they come back close to even.
Very unlucky. Very unlucky. You think, with the Ace-6, maybe we'll chop. But to lose outright to the Ace-4 is very upsetting for Alex there. 2 decent hands here.
Well, we can see that I think it's the first check back from Alex in the heads up. And this time he has a pair, which, show a bit of unbalancedness from the check back range. But he's crushing anyway. He's like making all the right choices. It's really impressive.
Raise 3-bet. Good pull. Yeah. Yeah.
Right here.
Line's going to be going up in 4 hands. I guess with the Queen 10 once again. The swings, yeah. D Boto. Swingy, swingy, swingy. And both players have 366,000 locked up, playing for about 110,000 US dollars. Very, very, very key heads-up match here. 2 suited hands. 10-5. Dominating the 10-5.
Okay.
Play so fast. They play so fast. I'm like,
yeah, it's fast poker.
Queen high, the best of it.
Yeah, Alex will bluff this one. Then he will try to make fold the queen high or king high. 1/3 is a great sizing. He's representing a 6 or more.
Good bluff there.
4. Yeah, I like it.
Alex pulling out in the lead once again here. Probably painful to see the walk when you have such a strong hand. Almost 2-1 ship lead again here. Blinds are up. 2 pretty big hands here as well.
What, 23 big blinds? Wow, he can call. Alex can call.
King 10 just releases.
Yeah, it was close. Okay.
Let's go. What a great final table we've had today. Again, as we watch this heads up match, guys, do us a favor, sub to the channel. Hit the thumbs up button. GGPoker YouTube channel provides tons of excellent content. You're going to catch me every single Tuesday here with different personalities throughout the poker world. It's been nice to hang out, Julien.
Yeah, it was great to.
Yeah.
It's not over yet, but it was great to speak with you and
it was nice.
Make some commentary. Yeah.
Next time at the World Series, I'm going to say hello.
Yeah, with pleasure. So you said you're gonna stay just for the main?
Yeah, I don't know about the World Series. Main for sure. I'll never miss the main. Is ace 3 makes a pair. Andrus gonna go for value.
Well, this pair on the river doesn't really matter for Alex because the bluff of Andras was, never beat SI anyway. So I guess when he decide to call on the turn, he will mainly call on the river.
Wow. And now Andrus is back. Every time someone gets short, they storm back with some big value bet that gets paid off.
What a war. What a fight between them.
Mm-hmm.
They have both of them a bit off. Just a bit. Okay. So yeah, you're gonna play the main. You will play maybe a 1K around?
Main for sure. It depends on the schedule. You know, like my career is a little different. I have to think in terms of poker, but I also have to always think in terms of content, you know?
Mm-hmm.
How can I play poker and make content that people want to see?
Well,
so my priorities are not the same as like the average poker player.
you can, come, play, enjoy life, and have someone who record you.
Yeah,
to do a vlog. Vlog.
We live in Canada and my wife hates the cold. She's always like, let's go to Vegas. Let's go to Texas. Let's get away. So cold here. You ever been to Canada, Julien?
Well, yeah, a few days in Montreal. How do you call that? Montreal?
Montreal, yeah.
Montreal. And I loved it. People
Nice.
are amazing. And but yeah, coldness. It was very cold, and it's I didn't stay long enough to really hate the cold. So
nice.
Yeah. But you know, I live in UK, so it's not cold. It's just rainy. Well, yeah.
Ooh, bluff 7 high.
He has
2 million. If ace high can sniff this out, big moment.
He beats the bluff.
Beats the bluff, which we can see is the case.
And I expect Alex to be a bit more greedy with his value hands, bet a bit more. It's easier for us to say it, obviously, but Andras, he can find a call here.
Oh,
at this time.
That was a big moment in this heads-up match. That was huge. Great bluff from Alex.
Yeah, he has to 7 high. Cannot win.
Kevin, you're so corny with your content since Danielle, I'm not going to say what I think about you. No, I'm sure you're a fine person. Yeah, a little bit. Crazy run out here. My content has slipped into the corny / cringe, arena sometimes, but that's me. I fire. I'll put up videos. I just don't care. I'm always down. I'm always down to make stuff.
And just here, the previous hand, we see that Andras got a bit greedy with his sizing and got punished right away by Alex, who folded second pair. Yeah, maybe Andras lost a bit of his focus here, because this hand was, when he checked twice, he basically say, well, I have some showdown equity. So when on the ace, he start to suddenly bet, I mean, you just have an ace, you will check back your king, queen, and like this. And Alex had a great read and find a fold with second pair, which is a very, very good fold.
Wow, check raise from the jack 5, ace 5, jack 4, ace 5 calls. You guys are really firing here. Wow, now ace 5 bluffs with the best hand. Oh,
what a hand.
Tough to give one of these guys the edge here. It's like
both are very, very good.
Again, Alex slipping into that almost 2-1 chip lead. Ten hands left in level 40.
And we can see that no They are way more passive than before on the turn.
Ooh.
Queen high call. Oh my god.
Block and a call from the queen high. You gotta love that. That was class.
Uh,
Officially a 2-1 chip lead. That was nasty.
so
To
good.
snipe it there with the queen high on king 6-5-4-3 or whatever that was. Whew. I tell you what, Alex's heads up game just feels like has the tiny pip right now in terms of advantage, you know?
Well, but Andras always has a good good feeling. So I won't. I mean, Alex is an amazing player. Both of them are great, but I won't declare a winner right now.
Yeah, and just has stormed back in a couple of ways. You see the call. This is what you get heads up. You get the check call from the jack 6 of diamonds. You get the stickiness. Wow,
Yeah.
jack high does have the best of it.
The strengths of hands are very different.
Oh, Andres says the last couple hands have really gone against Andres.
I agree.
Queen high, jack high, finding winners for Alex.
You have to beat a range of 90-95%. You don't have to beat a range of like 25, 30, or 35% like in on a regular table, and it changes a lot the strengths of hands. Jack high is not a bad hand anymore. You know, it's sometimes winning hand, and when you start poker or when you are not used to see heads up, it seems very weird.
Remember first couple times I got heads up. I got heads up against someone who didn't adjust, and they only played like 1 in 4 hands. It was so like the easiest heads up match ever if you don't fight.
That's amazing when you're the opponent.
Yeah. Okay, 2 strong hands here. 8-6 top pair gut shot. Jack 7 pretty strong as well. Oh my goodness, what a turn card.
And the 6, meaning Andras won't fold his hand.
Yeah.
And turn and river. I think it will be call.
Alex is going to get 2 big bets paid off here, I think.
Yeah. But every time I
the 5, the gut shot comes through. Nasty river card. That's going to level things out once again.
Andres is thinking about leading here. I'm not a big fan because he has a 8 blocker, and basically hands who are going to hero call him are 8 or better. So fortunately for him, Alex has a 7 and he fold a 7. That's wow.
God tier, man. Just to release the 7 correctly is so sick.
Oh, what a beast. Alex deserves it. Alex deserves it for sure. He's so clean. It's really insane. He's making some queen high call and fold trips, you know? It's
crazy. Wow. To call queen high correctly and then to fold the jack 7 their heads up is absurd. What a great fold from Alex. But things have evened out once again. This is the most intense heads up battle we've had on the Super Millions last couple weeks for sure. Queen high again finds a winner.
And we can see Andras. The ace was a good card to bluff because he checked twice. And once again, he's saying, well, I have some showdown. And he doesn't bluff the ace, where you could like, use a small bet or half bet, half pot size bet. And he didn't. So maybe, Andras start to be a bit annoyed, shocked, like punched by Alex plays.
And maintaining that lead a little bit. We haven't seen 2 big hands really clash here. Yeah. YouTube chat saying, this Alex guy's pretty good. He is pretty good. Andrus's full ring game he was dominating everybody, but it does feel like Alex has had the slightly better heads up performance here so far. 8-4, wow. Nice check raise candidate. Don't think ace-3 hearts is going anywhere. Just the gut shot. Ace-3 is the best of it.
Alex needs to be he needs to be a bit careful, because if he starts to bluff every hand who bluffs on the flop, he will have just too many bluffs. So he needs to check some on the turn, like 50% of them. And I like his check sometimes. I like the play overall.
Lines are up. 200, 400,000. These two had such a clean, amazing final table. It is only fitting, the correct storyline, that it comes down to these two.
Yeah. What a final table. You see that every week. Me, I'm impressed, but you every week you see that.
No, this one's pretty stellar. They've all lived up to expectations. I'm sure we're gonna get a dud one of these weeks, but not yet. Not yet. And another ace high, queen high situation. Two hands that are not really incentivized to put too much money in. Ace high.
He tries to take some value. Let's see if Alex call. If Alex call queen 10 high, meaning it's a great value with ace 8 of suits.
Yeah.
If he had folded, meaning it was a bad bet. And here it will be check, check.
Oh, a lead.
Why? I'm not a big fan of this.
That surprised me too, to find the
Why you have queen high, like look at that. Andras doesn't fold ace high while you have queen high. So basically you don't make fold the hand, just the hand who beats you, just the one who beats you. So the bet doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that one confused me a little bit as well. And Andres back in the chip lead. My goodness. This is the 5th or 6th time the lead has changed your heads up.
And during the final table, it turns a lot.
Yeah.
Too.
Wow, bad timing here for the 4-9. That hand is almost dead. Oh,
wow.
That is an interesting card. Made flush for Alex. And Andres has the straight flush draw.
And yeah, the 9 blocker for 9-8. Andres will bluff this one for sure. And
Not
here, Alex,
dead.
Yeah, but Alex could have bet like hand like ace-3 with the ace of diamond, for example. And you know, Andras will think he still have a lot of fold equity on the river.
Does Andres go for it here?
Yeah, I feel he will.
All of it.
Oh,
all of it, and snapped by the king high flush. And Andres is going to be on death's door with 5 big blinds. Wow, what a moment for Alex. Found the nuts, basically. I mean, it's going to be a really good bluff. It's going to fold a lot of what Alex has in their range, but just bad timing. Bluffed it into the flush.
Well, also, I'm not sure he should have check raised the flop too. You know, it's but yeah, once you are here on the turn, you have to go for it. And unlucky for Andras and very lucky for Alex.
Just like that. I mean, Andres wins this pot. The 3 is the best of it.
Okay, Alex will shove, I think.
Alex shoves. Just a 3. Tournament life on the line. If they can call here correctly, Andres is back into it. The man has ice in his veins as well. He's not going to give up. He bluffs it off, finds the correct hero call, and we still got some poker to play here. Unbelievable, the resilience there to find the correct call with just a 3. Very impressive.
Wow. Yeah, nothing to say. It was a difficult call to do. He needed to be right like 35% of the time, and he didn't have any blocker on bluff, natural bluff. So what a great call.
Jack 7 seeking a lot of value here. Gets it from the deuce.
Well, this is not good for sure. Like, I mean, the thing is you're going to fight against half of the card of the deck on the river because you don't know at all what your opponent has. You can already be drawing dead. I'm not a big fan of this call on the turn. You know, it's okay to sometimes fold some pairs. It's not because they are always calling each other with some crazy hands that, you know, you cannot fold a pair. I would fold in the Andras.
Both players have hit the double zeros, meaning no more time bank. They will have 5 seconds to act on every decision. Just like last week, the 2 heads up individuals, the double zeros. You gotta manage that time bank. It's very, very important at these final tables.
And this is unusual. Blind out to 4. Andras had 9 big blinds. He limps Alex 2.5.
Yeah.
Pays him. and it's very funny because it's very unusual.
I mean, it looks like Alex is going to be accepting a trophy soon, but we've said that a couple times. I mean, Andres has just been really resilient off the short stack. It's not over yet. Queen deuce going to shove. Gets this one through. Every time you can pick up a big blind as the short stack, it's valuable.
Wow. It's also funny because they only have trash hands that last like 7 or 8 hands, you know, and they have to fight with it. They cannot just skip
Fighting
it.
with the garbage.
Yeah. Okay, shove and call.
Shove and call. Flip. A flip for 7 million. Andres, queen or 6? Is it Alex's time? Holding. Threes. Holding. Holding on. Queen or 6 to keep the game going, and it is not. Your champion, Super Millions champion, Alex, wins $475,000. What a performance. Rewind the tape. They were down to 600K at the final 5. Alex battled Andres with a dominating performance as well. And very, very, very impressive showing from those two legendary players. There you go, $475,000. The title, the glory. My goodness, that's going to feel good. He's down to like 5 big blinds, spun it up, found the victory. Julien, that was fun. I feel like we, me and you were just like stepping off this boat that went on this crazy adventure together. That was a very impressive final table. How do you feel about it?
Very, very fun to watch. Alex played an amazing poker today. Andres too, but Alex was way better during the heads up, I feel. Yeah. And super fun to watch, and I really, really hope you enjoyed as much as we did. For some who wants to learn more about poker, just rewatch this one. It was a very cool poker.
My goodness, the short stacks played well. The big stacks, I was very, very, very impressed. Another good show. The Tuesday show continues to deliver. I hope you guys had a wonderful time here on the GG YouTube channel. Before you go, just make sure you sub to the channel. There's all sorts of awesome content on here. And just give us a thumbs up by will. Next week, Tuesday, we got an awesome guest. I don't think I can say it yet. So we'll just keep that one close to the vest. Next week, Tuesday, we will see you. Julien, I'm glad our paths crossed here, my friend. And guys, follow Julien on Twitter. Is Twitter your biggest profile?
Twitter, Instagram, and I will play during the series, the World Series. So be there. Let's have fun all together. And poker is an amazing thing.
Poker's alive and well. I sure know it. And I got a big week coming up of making content. Feel free to tune into my stream as well. That was an amazing show. Alex, you're the champ, man. Congratulations, $475,000. We'll see you all next Tuesday. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.
Bye.